check. Let's do a mic check. Let me know if you can hear me, especially Twin. Twin about to mess it up for y'all because Twin just took me out of the mood. So let me know if you can hear me. Hold on, let me hit some light. Alexa, turn on all lights.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know what's going on. Let me know if you can hear me. Let's get some light up in here. Twin just messed it up for everyone. David Herring, what's good, bro? He said, loud and clear. Thank you. Sabrina Calloway, what's up, Queen? Absolutely, Darren. Let's do that. How much time you need? Honestly, let's make that happen, bro. I'm sure we could sell some tickets. He asked this. He said, when is the sparring match? We're going to raise money for the kids with cancer, with the proceeds of our match. Absolutely. Let's do it. Now, you know how we go. If it's going to be for cancer, then I'll have the Wyatt Foundation will match whatever we raise, Darren. You know, I lost my mom to cancer, and that's one of the ways we give back now. My wife actually runs that program. So I'll talk to her about it. So let's get it on the schedule. Honestly speaking, to be honest with you, bro, I probably won't be able to do anything for at least 2 months. Only because I have some things on my schedule that's going to be tying me up for the next few weekends. I'm thinking this will be something that we can do on the weekend, to be honest with you. Like a Friday night or a Saturday night or something. Sabrina said, your sound is clear here. Thank you. I'm going to ask that we get a celebrity, referee, Darren. Let's do that. Let's do that. I don't know if you've seen that Wilder fight over the weekend. Bruh, Ross. Ross. It's easy to do this part. This is the easy part. I don't even think he gonna make it through trying to get in shape. But he probably gonna underestimate me and probably won't even try to get in shape. You feel what I'm saying to you? Won't even try to get in shape. When he don't understand, he don't understand that I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. He don't understand that. And somebody gonna, you know, sometimes you got to learn the hard way, but I'm not gonna say anything, bro. I'm gonna fall back. I'm gonna fall back. And hopefully some of y'all will do like what you do on this show and have all these sidebar conversations. Maybe y'all have some side bets. Maybe y'all will bet something on something. My suggestion, 3 2-minute rounds. Let me pitch this back. There we go. 3 2-minute rounds. Wait a minute. Hold on. Is that the thing? Is that the thing there? Is that how you do it? Oh, my. Hey, I got a little small problem with the phone line today. I've been gone all last week. The phone line is up, but can we give it a few minutes before people call because I'm letting the phone charge? The phone was left on for an entire week, and I didn't know. So imagine letting your phone, your cell phone, go off the charger for an entire week and a weekend. I mean, I'm talking about an entire work week and the weekend. So the phone is charging. It's like at 0.25%. It's in green now. It's been charging for about 10 minutes. So let's give it another 10 or 15 minutes before we make any calls today, if you don't mind. That way I can allow the phone to continue to charge, and we'll have a full charge when we get here. Let's see here. How was everyone's weekend? What is today? Today is a Monday, right? Yeah. How was everybody's weekend? I'm sorry about last week. Last week I was swamped in business. I was up to here in my commitments and I could not make it. One day, I think it was Thursday. Thursday I was going to come on and I was like, it's already 1:30. It's a little too late. I didn't want to start the show at 1:30. I didn't want to do that. I know usually if I'm not here by 1:15, 1:20ish, people won't come. They'll think that there's no show for the day. And so I'm custom. If I'm not here by 1:20, I'm probably not going to be here. Or there's some type of technical problem that's going on. Something to that nature. I don't know. Let's see. How was everybody's weekend? I got some stories to tell y'all. Got a few stories to tell you. Thank you, DH. I know you can understand. You somewhat have an idea how I don't know, you kind of know how my schedule is. My travel schedule is crazy and it's kind of hard for me to do what I really want to do with Wyatt Live. It's difficult. I would do it all day, every day if it was how I, got my money, but it's not how I get my bread. So I can't really put it ahead of everything. I've done that for years, believe it or not. If you notice, I'm on the big screen. I'm here in my man cave, if you want to call it that. This is a section of my house here. And this is where I kind of watch the games and chill and sit, do my thing. We have a theater as well. And I'm thinking I might start doing my shows from the theater. I don't know. I'm a very private person and my wife has reminded me of that. I don't know. Twin said, Randall Wyatt, talk about that car ride. What car ride? What car ride you talking about? That's the phone. What car ride? Is that Twin? Yeah, Twin. What car ride we talking about? What car ride? Over the weekend, I had a pretty good weekend because this weekend I took some time for self. It was Easter. The family did not do what the family normally does, so I had an opportunity to kind of lay down and take some time for myself. We ate and did that, but we didn't go to families' homes and we didn't, I didn't go. I didn't do all that this weekend. I kind of had some time to recover because my last week was ridiculously, it was jam packed. I had double booked, it was horrible. I felt like a rookie last week. I felt like I had bad time management skills. He said, man, damn it, with your family over the weekend. I didn't do a car ride over the weekend with my family. I didn't do that. What I think you're talking about is when I was on the road. I put a post out a few days ago saying I'm on the road. That was just us driving. And my wife and I was in the front seat. My youngest daughter, was in the back seat, and we was just having fun with the radio. We like to do our salsa dancing and stuff like that. We was just having fun. It was just a day in the life of a Wyatt. You feel me? Said your baby girl didn't like your selection of music. She never does. She like rap music and singing R&B stuff. She like all that. My wife and I like to do salsa dancing, and we like to do all that, so it's all good. I'm not worried about what they doing. Quick thing. Let's see what the viewership look like. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting close to where we need to be. Couple things. Let me wet your taste buds on what I'm talking about today. There's a million things I love to talk about, but I can only get to a few of them today, to be honest with you. The cake winners. Let me ask, is Tanika here yet? How did that work out? I was not here last week, so I know we did a cake giveaway on Monday. We did a drawing, if you want to call it that, a raffle, if you want to call it that. We did, I guess, 5 callers, and closest to the number. And I believe, what's up, Dominique? I believe the caller was to get the closest caller to the number. The number was 10. No one guessed it. So what we did is we kind of shared some love and we gave all four, because only 4 people called, 4 people received cakes from my new cake lady, Tanika. How did that go? I sent Tanika all the information on the contestants that won. There was one, I'm not going to say the name because that one knows who they are. And then I don't want anybody coming up pretending to be that person. But they didn't get that information to me. I tell you what I'm going to do. 3 of the 4 cakes have already been turned into Tanika, and I'm assuming that they're doing what they need to do to get the cakes to them and get what they want. That 4th cake, if I don't get the information from that person who won by the end of this week, then I'm going to have Tanika send that cake in to me, and I'm going to get it. It's going to be for me. Or what I might do, because I want to order a cake separate. I want to order one for myself. What I will do is maybe not auction. That's a bad word. Maybe we'll do a giveaway of that 4th cake next week. I'm going to give them a week. I may work a deal out with Tanika where we can give a cake away a week, something like that. We can help her business by maybe incorporating her into the show and seeing if we can give away a cake, maybe 1 cake a week, 1 cake a month or something of that nature. Let's see what we can do to maybe help her grow her business and what it is we can do as a group that can do it. Maybe, how they give away stuff. I think we could probably do something like that. Alethea, what's good? What's good? Tracy, what's good? She said, I tried calling you today from Buc-ee's. Yes, I understand they have a Buc-ee's with y'all slow ass up in Ohio. Finally, you get a Buc-ee's in the Cincinnati, in the greater Cincinnati area. I think it's up near Dayton, if I'm not mistaken. Congratulations to you guys. Enjoy all that country ass shit in Buc-ee's. They ain't got mama and them ribs in there. I ain't hating. I'm just saying they got that country ass shit in there. I'm just playing. If we had one, what would we call it? I ain't gonna lie. I don't like the name Buc-ee's, but I do stop there because it's like TikTok famous or whatever. But if we had one that was, if it was something for us, if it was some FUBU shit, for us, by us. If it was us, we'd have to call ours Rufus. Yeah, I like that word. I like Rufuses. 200 gas pumps out in the front, and it wouldn't be no buck, like a Bucky or Buckeye, whatever that thing is. What is it? A squirrel or some shit? No, hell no. We need something gangster. We can call ours Rufus, and we're gonna call it something. Yeah, we're gonna put a dude. It's maybe like we can call it Jerome's, and put that mug and have Jerome with like the silhouette of Jerome, and we'll use Jerome from Snowfall, and let him have a Jack said it's a beaver. My bad, Jack. I thought it was like the 3 the 3 little things. I thought they were squirrels, to be honest with you. But beaver, that's probably it. I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna use Jerome for ours and put out like 200 gas pumps out there, and we're gonna have all like it's just gonna be a mess. We're gonna have chitlins in that mug. We're gonna have ribs. We're gonna have, and then on the other side, it's gonna be all vegetarian. Like, we're gonna mix it all the way up. Yeah, we're gonna mix it up. We're gonna put throwback jerseys in there, pro model hats and shit. All that shit that they have that's like country. We're gonna reverse it. We're gonna reverse it and make it more like, Yeah, we're gonna do that. But no, what's good? I'm glad that they getting a Buc-ee's, because you had to drive. We always stop at Buc-ee's when we're going from we would drive from Cincinnati to like Louisville. And there's one in between. No, actually Nashville. I'm sorry. When we used to take my daughter to school and come back home from school, we had to stop, every time we drove, we would have to stop at Buc-ee's. I don't know why. The gas is no better. There's nothing in there that's really exciting other than the fact that you can say that you've been to Buc-ee's. I guess that's gangster. I don't know. But yeah, it's a good time. I have a bad memory a Buc-ee's. I'm gonna be honest with you. The last time I went to Buc-ee's, can y'all hear me clearly? This is real. It's so crazy. I had to take a picture of it. I don't think I have. Let me see if I have that picture before I tell the story. That way, just in case somebody talks some shit and say, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. Let me just see if I had a picture before I go in on it. Because my family and I, we drove to Buc-ee's. We drove to Nashville and we stopped at Buc-ee's, and it was a family sitting outside in the grass. Do y'all remember that? Andrea said loud and clear, I did say, can y'all hear me? Amber said, don't be hating, Wyatt. We love Buc-ee's. Well, y'all keep on lugging that old country shit. I'm just playing. I like Buc-ee's. I'm just giving it a hard time. I was traumatized last time I went to Buc-ee's. I'm trying to see if I can find it. I took a wild picture at Buc-ee's. Oh, yeah, I do have it. I got it. I gotta burn it and send it to y'all. I'm gonna put this on the screen so y'all know what I mean when I say, hold on, let me see. Yeah, there it is. Give it a couple seconds. I'm gonna let this burn onto the screen, right? And this was me getting traumatized at Buc-ee's the one time that I went. It was in Kentucky. Let me see. Let me send this one over too. Yeah, let me do this for y'all. I was traumatized the last time I went to Buc-ee's. No, nobody called me the N-word or nothing like that. It's a different kind of trauma. A different kind of trauma. Oh, all right. Give it a couple seconds. Give it a couple ticks. All right, there it is. All right. Let me say this because I'm still waiting for some people to get in before we get to talking our topic. So I'll just BS on this one right here. Yeah, this is it. God, these cameras are crazy. These phones and stuff are crazy these days. I would have never guessed where that picture was. I just pulled it up by name, basically. Like, show me some grass. All right, so listen. I went to Buc-ee's with the family, and Darnell Hunter says, me and my wife always stop at Buc-ee's. Love that place. What the hell is so special about Buc-ee's other than just being there? They ain't got no better Slurpees. Nothing's that great. I'd rather go to Wawa. Wawa food is better. Tell me what's so special about being at Buc-ee's other than the fact that it's got 200-gallon gas pumps in the front. What's so special about Buc-ee's? The bathrooms? What? They pee on the floor at them in the Buc-ee's too. What y'all talking about? The bathrooms. Different pops. The brisket. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, okay. I can't argue that. She said, yes, the bathrooms. What they got? They got the pee-free toilets or something. They all get pissed on. I ain't trying to be. He said clean. Okay, clean bathrooms. Now I don't know. I guess. Shit, I like Love's. I always stop off when I get gas. I don't stop. Look, I stop off at like Love's or whatever. Yeah, Love's or whatever the other one is. And the reason being is because it's the one that has the trucker side. And it's like they have really clean bathrooms because they got like showers and shit on one side. It's kind of they keep their stuff up. They keep their stuff all the way up. I hope you guys can hear me okay. All right, so wait a minute. Amber, you going crazy with it. She says they have beautiful bathrooms. That's cap. They ain't no damn beautiful bathrooms. They got bathrooms. They shit look like the airport. This no different. They got them 25-cent ass cologne sprayers. It's no different. Y'all tripping today. And there's some people that I like. Yeah, oh, this is crazy. Bathrooms. Yeah, we got to drive. Buc-ee's is like close to 70 miles from Cincinnati. So I'm gonna skip all these other bathrooms to stop off at Buc-ee's because they bathrooms are the shit. That's crazy talk. Amber says the ones in Texas are beautiful, sir. Okay. Well, I can't argue that. I've never been to a Buc-ee's in Texas, so there we are. Okay. All right. We're going to incorporate Texas in that argument. You're going to put it somewhere that I can't dispute it. I got you. Great piece. That is unbelievable leverage. Thank you. That's unbelievable leverage. All right. So look, let me get my story in real fast about Buc-ee's. It has nothing to do with Buc-ee's. It was the people that was outside of Buc-ee's, but it threw me off a little bit. It threw me off and it got me a little bit. I'm kind of disturbed about Buc-ee's. Excuse me, guys. My hanky keep going down and it's bothering me. I should just take it out. Here's my story, and I got a picture to prove it. Y'all know I love receipts. Check it. My wife and I, the kids, we drove to Nashville. I don't know if we were coming or going, but we were coming from Nashville or going to Nashville. We stop at Buc-ee's on the way. It's the one right before you get to like Louisville, okay? And we pull in, and you know it take you about 10 minutes to drive past all of the damn pumps, the gas pumps. You start out, when you drive in, you're at pump 1. 5 minutes later, you at pump 32. 5 more minutes after that, you at pump 78. And by the time you get down to the end, 10 minutes, 20 minutes later, you at pump 200. So I'm trying to do a U-turn that took me forever in the day to do. I finally get down to the end to bust a U-turn, and I see over in the grass. Y'all know the grass is out front in front of the pumps and stuff. That's where they let you walk your dog. That's where the dogs go do their business. So I do like the fact that they have a place that they can send the dogs and all that. Now, y'all know, y'all might see where I'm going with this. Inside Buc-ee's, they have a ton of food and, everything is freshly cooked and, Slurpees, and they got everything. You know what I'm saying? And you can actually have a picnic if you want to. But I don't know about having a picnic out front of Buc-ee's where they have these big ass signs right in the grass that says, for your convenience. And it has dog signs and, pooper scooper bags and shit like that all over the place. And I seen a family sitting out in the middle of that grass, sitting Indian style, having a picnic in the dog shit area. And I couldn't get gas from there. I couldn't go in. I couldn't do nothing. It just threw me off. Now, y'all could call me Sadiddy. You could call me uppity. You can call me Mr. Too Good. You could call me whatever you want to call me. But I don't go for shit like that. Look, if you don't believe me, let me show you. This is it. Can you see that? Can you see that? Now, y'all know that's Buc-ee's up there. The truck got the Kentucky license plate. You can clearly see in the middle of the screen. You can clearly see. Oh, you see them. Come on now. You know it. Bro, we ain't doing none of that. We'll let our dog run out there and we'll wait for it. If he never come back, I'm not even walking my dog out there. I'm going to let him go run or whatever he got to do. But shit, that F me all the way up right there. I could never. They having a damn picnic, sitting in the grass, eating sandwiches and shit, right in front of the dog poop signs and the garbage bag. How do you do that? The whole family ain't not one. They ain't raised one kid to know better than to do some shit like that. You ain't raised one kid that's gonna say, "Hey, mama, y'all don't smell that, mama. This shit, mama, this shit crazy." Maybe they got one kid in the car that just refused to go out there. I don't know. But wasn't nobody missing a beat. I mean, I was through, y'all. Maybe I'm wrong. Threw me all the way off. I told my friend, we got to go. We got to go. I took about 3 or 4 pictures. I ain't gonna tell y'all. My family can't stand me and my camera, but I knew one day those pictures would be useful. I'm like, I don't know where I'm gonna show this shit, but I'm gonna make it, it's gonna come up one day. Here it is, 2 years later, maybe 3 years later. I don't know, but that was 2-3 years ago. A family sitting in the parking lot, out in the grass, having a picnic at Buc-ee's, out in the damn dog shit place. And I'm like, wait a minute. They walk right past them signs and no. We got to eat this shit in the car. And we got to be rolling down the street. I can't even eat my stuff in the parking lot at this place. What up, Britain? I can't do that. That shit crazy. So yeah, who was that? Who said that? Yeah, you uppity. Who said that? Who said that? Wait a minute, hold on. Who said that? I seen it. Hold on. That was funny. That was funny. That was good blowback. Yeah, Jack. I should have known it was his crazy ass. He said, yeah, you uppity. Whatever, man. I ain't grow up like that, bro. That's crazy work right there. That's crazy work. Oh, shit. All right, so the cake winners. If I don't, oh, wait a minute, hold on. Hey, listen, people trying to call. Let's give it a couple more minutes. I know I'm missing calls. I'm letting the phone, I'm sorry, let me repeat it. I'm letting the phone charge up. I've been gone for 7 or 8 days or something like that. I don't know. And the phone was still on and it needed to charge up. So give me 3 more minutes. Let's wait till 1:50. Okay, that gives me 2 minutes. Yeah, I just checked the clock. Give me a couple minutes. That's right, Sean D. Nutter. I'm gonna stay uppity, bro. I'm never going out and have no picnic out in no dog field. It's just not gonna happen. Yeah, no, that's wild work for me. That's wild. Hopefully everyone had a great Easter. All right, we got enough viewers now. Let's go on. Let's move on. Let's get to what we do. Oh man. Over the weekend, I had a great weekend and I had a lot of me time. My wife and kids, my daughters, one of them stayed at school. The other one came home. We just did some watch movies and stay at the house. We just chilled over the weekend. They did some things on Easter that allowed mom and daughter time. I chilled. I watched South Carolina get beat. I love Dawn Staley. Y'all know that. I've been a Dawn Staley fan since she played basketball, Team USA, when she went on the Martin Lawrence show. I mean, I've been a Dawn Staley fan my whole life. Her and that coach getting into it, UConn, Gino, them getting into it was crazy work as well. Gino has come out and apologized. I didn't make nothing of it. I know how it is, man. You know, they competitive people. I would expect it to be the other way around. Gino's he's been where he has been for so long that I didn't expect it to come from him. Now, from Dawn, I could see it. Y'all know Dawn is hot. Like, she got a hot temper, but she's way different than she used to be. Since she's been in that lead role of coaching and being out in front of the women and all that, she's been totally chill. I love the fact that she's been able to keep her composure. She getting to the bag. She getting her money. I love Dawn Staley. I hope she stay there. I don't know a bigger job for her. I don't want her to coach men. None of that. That's not making her any better. I love the fact that she built a program, made it what it is, it becoming dominant. They just need to win some more championships. She's bringing eyeballs to the women's sport. I love that. I mean, what else could she do? Her coaching the New York Knicks that's going to kill her legacy. Just to be able to say I was the first woman to coach an NBA team for a year or 2 years, because they ain't going to get no better with her. I wouldn't want to do it. The best job to have to build a legacy is to have a coaching job at a level where you can build something by bringing in, recruiting kids, recruiting people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you do it. Going to the NBA and getting free agents and all, that's not the same thing. I don't know any legendary coaches except those that they build just to make it part of the game. They don't talk about coaches anymore in the NBA. It's all about the player and the big three on the organization. It's never about the coach anymore. No, Steve Kerr is not the reason why the Golden State Warriors won 6 championships. He's not the reason why. Shit, it was about them. It was Steph Curry and the other key, Draymond Green. It was those guys. Steve Kerr didn't do shit but sit back and act like he was coaching something. He worked the rotation of bringing people in and out. Shit, you don't need to have a super duper coach when you had the talent that Golden State Warriors had. And you can thank Mark Jackson for that. Steve Kerr did not put that team together. I don't want to talk sports, but I'm just letting y'all know. Mark Jackson got railroaded and kicked out of Golden State. That brother should have been able to win those championships with Golden State. I'm just saying, if you understand the NBA, that's one of the reasons why I stopped watching the NBA, to be honest with you. Mark Jackson should get all the credit for what Golden State did. From the contracts, them lining up and being able to play for 5 years together with no contract disputes, no sit outs and all that. That was Mark Jackson being coach / GM. He put that together. Steve Kerr would have never been able to do that. All right. Yeah, Preston says, yeah, ain't no more Pat Rileys and Phil Jacksons now. There ain't no more of that. All right, let me see if I can do this now. I'm going to open up the phone lines. And the reason why I'm going to open up the phone line is because few people have been calling. I'm not quite sure about what. Maybe they had something to say, input on the Bucky thing. I don't know. But the phone line is now open. The phone is on half of a charge. Let's see here. Yeah, let's just make sure. All right, couple things, man. I know last time. Let me go to the phone lines, and maybe there's a question or something. Let me see it. Let's do this. Let me test it first. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
It's Tracy. How you doing?
Tracy, what's good, sis? How you doing today?
Fair to Midland, as my granny used to say, but
oh, you're gonna have to say that again. I didn't hear it.
Fair to Midland, whatever that means.
Fair to Midland?
That's what she used to say.
I don't know what that shit mean either. I understood fair.
Say, hey, I haven't talked to y'all in a while.
I know. How you feeling? How you doing? I know you had another surgery. You good?
It feels like I'm back to day one, but
in
I just
pain?
gotta push through.
The pain?
Yeah, because they had to go back through the same incision, so it's the same pain.
That's horrible.
They had to go back through the same incisions to take the metal out, so same.
That's crazy. So are you scheduled for another surgery, or are you now in?
Listen, you better pray that I never, ever, ever get another one of these surgeries. I'm done. I'm done.
I'm sorry to hear all that. I'm glad that you're done, but that rehab
I better be done. I start physical therapy back again today.
Okay.
And I just got to get some motion in this foot and get it going.
Okay. Good. Well, the rehab is going to get you better. It's going to start out rocky, but you'll get better. You'll get it. You'll be there, sis. What's on your mind today, though? What's new? Give me something. I seen that you won. Didn't you win some type of award? An award or something?
I did. Wasn't that so nice?
It was all right. It was all right. What they get you though? I'm just playing, sis. I'm just messing with you. What was it? Congratulations, though. I plugged in on it.
Women's History Month.
Okay.
And she just gave a brief little bit of what I do in the nonprofit world. And it was totally unexpected. And I was really, really, I just felt grateful. You know, it feels good to be appreciated.
Yeah,
you don't
absolutely.
always get that. So yeah, I was grateful and thankful for that.
Yeah. Now was that an Alicia Reese thing, or where did that come?
Yes.
Okay. That's good.
It was Alicia Reese.
What organization seen you or pulled you up on that? What was that?
That's just something that she does with the county. And it was a Hamilton County, commissioners, something that I think she does that on her own, because I think each one of the ladies do something in their own right.
Okay.
And I think that's something that she just did.
I can't say too much. I can't say enough about Alicia Reese. She do a lot of good work. She really do.
Oh yeah,
She
she's a
probably
hard
the
worker
only
for
one
sure.
that
She
I don't
always
have.
has been.
Yeah, she the only one that I know everybody love everybody, and now y'all do all that old fake shit, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. She the only one that if I could really say that who is very strong in the politics and is strong in moving the needle and making a difference in the community, I'd have to say it's her. Alicia Reese is probably the only one. All the rest of them, man, I don't know. I won't speak on them, but she's definitely one that she do the work. I'm not gonna lie, she do the work.
Yep, she does. So listen, I got a question for you.
Okay. Okay.
Who was wrong? And you may have talked about this before. You know, I'm working from home, so I'm jumping in and out.
Okay.
Who was wrong, Don Staley or Gino?
I think Gino was.
Yeah,
He was wrong, and he even came out with an apology. Did you know that?
Yeah, he apologized to the staff, but he didn't apologize to her.
No, yes, he did.
I didn't hold that with much weight at all.
No, he apologized to her.
When? In that little statement that came out that he said, I apologize to the staff?
No. He wrote a statement that went on ESPN. He apologized to the staff, to her and her staff. He apologized to her by phone as well, one-on-one. Look, it didn't make no difference for me. I mean, I just think that he should have been way more polished than to go out. He's been in the game longer than he was coaching when she used to play. That's how long he been at it. He that didn't make me. I mean, I guess I was like, okay, I'm glad he at least took the accountability of being wrong, and he came out with a statement and an apology for whatever he felt like he was wrong for. But it didn't change the fact that he did what he did. I mean, he still looked crazy to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Still look crazy.
Why do you think, and I'm not no sports person. I just, why do you think that girl tore her jersey?
It's part of the game.
Do you think she was trying to make it look like somebody did that to her?
Nah, I think it had a rip in it. And that's easy to do. See, a lot of people don't understand that them letters and stuff are stitched on. It's easy, it's easy to have a rip in a jersey. That's not the first rip jersey that's been in a game. Now, I haven't seen one in a girl's game in I don't know how long. Matter of fact, I don't know if I've ever seen a female's jersey get ripped. But it's not that hard to do when it's ripped right where the lettering and stuff is. You know what I'm saying? That stuff is sewn onto the jersey. So it could have been a bad seam, in the jersey. It could have been, well, it wasn't in the seam, but it could have been a bad stitch spot on the jersey. And if a lettering, that stuff happens. Maybe the girl on the other team on South Carolina happened to grab her. They all grab, both teams grab, grab her in the wrong spot of that jersey that was already ripped. See what I'm saying? And that just make it rip more. Gino was hot.
I was just like, is she trying to make it look like somebody did this?
No, see, here's the thing. You're not allowed to play with a ripped jersey or blood on your jersey. So if the referees see it, they're going to stop the play and they're going to make you leave the game. So what she may have done is rip it a little bit more so they could see it, so she can go change her jersey, because it was one of the stars on UConn. See what I'm saying? Like she couldn't miss too much of the game. So she was like, I need to change my jersey. You know what I'm saying? She probably ripped it more so they can expedite the sub, or just, she didn't have to sub out of the game. It's a difference when they'll stop the game and let you put the jersey on and you can stay in the game. So instead of subbing out, you put a kid on the bench, even on a sub, that kid could be out of the game for 2-3 minutes. That's a lot of time in championship games.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's all that was on my mind today. I mean, that kind of went on for a while, back and forth, and all the videos, and it was almost like they was trying to paint the angry black woman.
Who was the angry black woman in that? The girl, the player?
Don Staley.
She had nothing to do. No, I didn't get any of that type of vibe. I think everybody clearly seen that Gino, he started it, escalated it. Don just said what Philly girls say. I'll beat your ass. That's what she said. She didn't argue with him. She just said, Gino, what you talking about? I'll beat your ass. That's what
Right.
Philly chicks say. That's what girls from the hood. That's what y'all say. Like, we ain't about to start nothing. We just gonna finish it if you start it. That's just how they
And
do
I
it.
think I think she would have got him too. I
Oh,
would have
come
had
on.
my money on her.
Oh man, look, she would have caught a case. She would have caught a case messing with that old dude. That dude's 70-some years old. John would have looked crazy beating his ass. I'm just
I don't
saying.
know. It was wild, but
Yeah, no,
that's why that was on my mind today. I hope all is well with you and your family.
all is good. All is good.
Oh, real quick.
Yo,
That UPS buyout has taken a turn.
what?
So the Teamsters went back at the table and got UPS back at the table because they thought the number of people was too high that they made the offers to.
Yeah, because it's
and
dumb.
now they've lowered the offer to 7,500 people only that could get the buyout.
That's how it should be, though, sis. I'm not even gonna lie. Because a kid that's been on that job for 4 years should not get the same amount of money that your husband is getting. That was
and they're
ridiculous.
making it in order of seniority. So the tables
Yeah.
have turned, but that kind of puts people who were able to get it, like even up there, how many years my husband has, it's going to be a cutoff because it's nationwide. 7,500 people nationwide is not a lot of people.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But I thought it was a little crazy to have a kid that's been on the job for 3 or 4 years, because I've seen some guys who actually worked there that did TikTok from their truck, which I didn't know UPS could do that. I thought they were off, they're a little bit more polished than the damn Prime, Amazon Prime drivers. You know what I'm saying? They're a little bit more.
Well, if you notice, when they make those videos and stuff, they always say, "I'm on a scheduled break."
Oh,
because they know UPS will come after that ass.
Yeah. UPS, I said something about them like a week or two ago. Like, they way more polished than the average delivery company. So I very seldom see them doing dances and TikToks and shit in the trucks and stuff. They just don't. I mean, there's been a few, but not many.
Yeah, not many.
Yeah, but it only makes sense that the guys that's been on the job 20, 30 years, a kid that's been on there for 3 or 4 years should not get the same type of comp package as somebody that's been there 20 and 30 years. That made no sense.
Yeah, with 2 years left to work. Yeah, you're right.
That made no sense to me. I was thinking about, man, I'm about to go apply. And shit, I got 6 months in and I'm getting my package, getting my 150,000.
Right. That's crazy.
All right, sis, you got anything else? Oh,
nope, that's it.
I got a question for you. What you think about? He said, "Well,
they're not coming no homework."
No. Well, no, I'm just saying, no. You don't turn homework in anyway, so I ain't. Well, what'd you think about opening day in Cincinnati? The only reason why I'm bringing that up is because I got a video of opening day in Detroit, and I want to compare Cincinnati's opening day, how we was opening up, how we was acting on opening day, compared to how we were acting up in Detroit on opening day. So how did you feel about opening day in Cincinnati? Do you think the mayor should have been there?
Absolutely. I think that's one of the days that the mayor should be there as the face of the city.
Okay.
But as far as what went on, I think you have a side of adults and I think you have a side of kids. I think opening day should never be scheduled during spring break. I think that was one of the problems. And I read before opening day even happened that there was not going to be a curfew on the banks. Well, that's your problem then. You're going to have to find extra security, extra police doing details, all of that, because the city still has to be in some sort of organized order. Right. You know what I mean? It can't be total chaos. So I think you had people that had a good time. There was a lot of day parties everywhere. There was people having a good time. There's people having a good time on the banks, but you just have, a few apples that want to come out of the basket and, do their thing. And that's what you got.
Yeah.
But, you have to, have your city under some kind of control. You just can't have people running amok doing whatever they want to do. That was so unfortunate that little girl got beat like that.
Yeah. Did you see all the fighting though?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's crazy. And yes,
but I also see that the Russian isn't going to get charged either. They had that Fight Jazz Festival weekend, but they're going after another one of the people that had a fight. I think it was a black woman. So it's
well, now hold on now. See, here's another thing. I did read about that. And matter of fact, I burned a video of his case being dismissed.
We don't say burned anymore.
Nah, I burned it to my screen here. That's what I mean. I don't mean burn a CD.
Okay, go ahead.
I ain't burn no CD. I ain't trying to be no dinosaur up, and you don't throw me out in the middle of the street like that.
Yeah,
That's okay.
dinosaur.
All right, don't get me started on throwing shit out in the middle of the street, running buses. Come on, sis. But here we go. Look, check it. Seriously, there was suspicions in this whole case anyway. The only reason why the city of Cincinnati charged this man is because your reckless ass city council went out there and stood at a podium and asked for charges that they knew wasn't going to stick. They knew they weren't going to stick. And let me tell you why they didn't stick. It wasn't because he wasn't disorderly or he wasn't part of some fight and all that old shit. But his case didn't stick because the witnesses went away. Nobody showed up to testify against him. So how do you move forward on a case if you don't have any witnesses or a victim? If you don't have a victim, somebody saying, yeah, he put hands on me. Yeah, I want to press charges. Yeah, I want to move forward. Or the city pick up the case like they did. The city law, law firm, they picked it up. And I'm saying to myself, this is going, I don't know if you remember me telling everybody here on the platform, this is going to make this man unbelievable rich because he's going to sue the city because nobody filed a complaint. The city filed a complaint under duress. And that was just crazy to me. And it was your own leadership who signed their own death certificate on this situation. And I told y'all a long time ago that this shit was crazy and that they was up there perping and they was doing everything they needed to do to make it look like they was the pro blackity black, all that old shit. And I told you how it was going to turn out. And here we are with it. We're right where I told you we were going to be. I said it ain't going nowhere. All they have is a misdemeanor. The other people committed felonies, and the people that they committed felonies on are going to testify. These are people that filed complaints with the Cincinnati Police Department, and they going to testify. They going to be there. And it took them how long? 2 months to file a complaint against the Russian dude or the guy, I'll call him the Russian dude. I don't know his name, but it took them 2 months to do that. Okay. And what did I tell you? I said, hey, bro, this ain't going nowhere. I said, that's a misdemeanor. I said, it's like a jaywalking ticket. It's up. He ain't facing nothing but a fine. You see what I'm saying? And that's the worst thing that's going to happen to him. And I know everybody wanted to beat me up because I was telling the truth. And here's the bottom line. You can't be mad at anybody but the people that were involved. If they're not going to file charges and if they're not going to go to court and testify that this man put hands on them, how you going to be mad at the system when you part of the system that it take you to make the system to work?
Yeah.
Come on now. They can get mad at me for telling the truth all they want to, but the truth of the matter is you can't be mad if the system don't work because the people that needed to, you got to be part of the system in order for the system to work. Nobody told them they couldn't go down there. The problem is they knew that if they went, I guarantee you they counsel. Now, I know people going to say, well, why would you say that? There's probably some counselors that's listening to this right now, and I know who'll be watching, who will say he's right, that I'm right. When I tell you this, they were probably told by their counsel not to go to that. It could be damaging in their trial.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to leave it right there. I'm not going to say too much on that. I'm going to leave it right there. I'm not going to say that these folks just didn't show because they didn't want to show. I'm saying that they didn't show possibly because of how much damage it could do to them in their own trial. So, that little misdemeanor shit could cost somebody 5-10 years of their life for saying certain things on the record in one case. All right, so I'm going to leave it right there.
All right, well, show the Detroit video because I want to see what happened. I didn't even hear about it.
As soon as you hang up, I'm going to talk about it for a hot second, and then I'm going to play it, okay?
All right, peace.
All right, talk to you, sis. That's Tracy Dellingham, my big sis, by like 2 hours and 25 minutes. She only 2 hours and 25 minutes older than me. Talking about don't give me no homework. I ain't giving you no homework, sis. You don't do your homework anyway. You ain't turned in one sheet of homework over here in 5 years we've been talking. Oh, man. Vernon Jordan, what's up, bro? I didn't know you were here. Vernon said, let me read Vernon's comment. He said, had to take a break from listening to the fake tanned jackass press conference. Oh, okay. So You thought you'd come over here and listen to me instead of the fake tan jackass. All right. Welcome. Welcome. Let me go back to the phone lines real fast. I'm going to show this video. Did y'all see opening day? Did y'all see opening day in Detroit? Oh, before I go to the phone lines, I told Tracy I was going to play it as soon as I got out. Let me cue up this video. See, I'm going to tell y'all, Cincinnati, you're not a unicorn. There's nothing unique about Cincinnati other than Skyline chili, Grippo's potato chips and shit like that. The culture is the culture. Bad parents are bad parents. Badass kids are badass kids that usually come from bad parents. It is what it is. It don't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter where you're from. This is why when y'all get these fake leaders that be arguing about the kids and it's always about, well, the kids need something to do. That's the craziest shit in the world. Some of these kids, you can give them a job at McDonald's paying $13, $14, $15 an hour. They just don't want to do that shit. Okay, it's lame to them. They'd rather hustle or sell something online or do something outside of saying, thank you, welcome to McDonald's, can I take your order? They ain't trying to do none of that. It's lame to them. Okay, I remember coming up, like I know some people my age that grew up saying, I ain't never going to no fast food restaurant. I ain't never going to do no job like this and this and this. And you could tell how they were raised. They're not going to do certain type of jobs. And the bottom line is what you see out of Cincinnati leadership is the same thing you see in cities just like Cincinnati. And y'all, if you're part of Wyatt Live Messenger group, I've put it in there. I say these cities all run the same. They ran by the same type of leaders. Leaders that want to be loved. They don't want to do the right thing. They just want you to love them so they can continue to get their job or their, that role or whatever you want to call it. They're not there to lead nobody, man. That's why y'all on their ass in Cincinnati right now about $8 million. Nobody is strong enough to tell you to your face to sit your ass down and sit down and shut up. You don't know how to run nothing. Let the grown-ups run the city. They don't know how to say that to you because they don't want to piss anybody off. But it's too many people mad and just saying anything. Some of y'all just wake up every day just to be against whatever the hell is going on. How could you possibly be mad at the city investing $8 million into something that's going to bring travelers and visitation to your city? How could you possibly be mad at that? That $8 million is not, that's a drop in a bucket to their budget. You got a $30 million or something like that deficit in your city. And you want to keep talking about spending the money on something that's not going to bring money into the city? That's not how you balance a budget. That's not how you bring money back. You have to invest some money into your city to put bright lights in and make hotel stays attractive. You have to make your city attractive. Affordable housing, I'm sorry to tell you this, affordable housing is not attractive and it does not bring in money to your city. I'm not suggesting that you can't have affordable housing. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that you can't just neglect the investment of your city. You have to turn around the dollars. $8 million is a small drop in a bucket for 20 or 30 years of tax return, income tax, sales tax, all of that. And y'all just find a real, and here go the sad part. See, the regular public, they don't know any better. I'm not mad at anybody, a regular person. If you're not part of city council, if you're not part of whatever, if you're not part of any of that, like if you're not a leader in the community in some type of elected position, I'm not mad at you if you make a comment like that. If you say, well, we could be getting affordable, I'm not mad at Stefan, I'm not mad at anybody that make that type of comment. I'm not mad at a regular person. I'm mad at a public official who will make that stupid ass comment. I'm mad at that. I'm mad at somebody that will say something just to get along with the people, just so they'll stay in your good faith. I can't stand when people do that. That's not the sign of a leader. A leader is going to tell you, look, $8 million is nothing. 8 million, we'll make $8 million back in 3 years or whatever the number is. Just put it out there. Stop playing people stupid. Give people an opportunity to understand the investment in what you're making. Make it make sense to them. Well, we got City West about to leave. And okay, if your argument is with the people, then make it make sense. Go to City West and say, how much are those 100 units? Go to City West and say, how much are those 105 units y'all about to sell? Is $8 million enough? Can we buy those units? No shot. None of them has said anything about investing in City West or buying City West or making the city own a portion of it so they can now do, step in and help affordable housing. They're not doing that, but they'll get up in front of the microphone and argue and say, well, we voted against spending that $8 million, as if they just gave it to somebody for free, as if there's no return on the $8 million. And you okay as a leader to let people believe that the other council members just recklessly spent $8 million on something that's not going to give a return. That's just, to me, that's not real leadership. That's not leadership. It's not even pretending to be a leader. It's pretending to be a leader to people that don't know any better. Sorry, I had to say it that way, but it's the truth. Some people talk to people like they stupid. They treat you like you're stupid. They treat you like you wouldn't understand. Tell the truth of what the $8 million is for. It's not necessarily because you really want to do it. It just makes sense economically. Where else you going to get an investment that's going to get you $20, $30 million worth of tax revenue? For $8 million? Think of this. You want to see something stupid? Look at how much money they would have made if they would have kept the damn parking meters, if they would have controlled the parking in downtown Cincinnati. Why give up a barrel of money for a lifetime of revenue? Why would you do that? See, that's just bad leadership. And I'm not suggesting that this particular council did that, but people that run your city did it. Now go downtown on opening day and try to park. It's $50. It's $50 to park downtown Cincinnati, $50 and $60 to park downtown Cincinnati on opening day for a $10 space, $15 space. Go down to a Bengal game on a Sunday. When I'm in town and I go to the Bengals game, I have I have a parking pass with my tickets, but I ride through there and there's like $25, $50 event parking. And I know that's privately owned, but the city owns some of that stuff down there too. But your parking meters are being upped. The money is it's $20, $30 to park at a parking meter. Since they went digital, oh man, they missed out on that. They're not, most politicians aren't business people. They don't know how to reinvent the investment into the city. They don't know how to do that. They don't know how to do that. And that's what's wrong when you have politicians, because generally what happens is politicians make money on the sale. They make money on what they sell you to be best for you. See, they money come in a cut. So in other words, if I'm Wyatt Construction and I say I'm going to buy that parking garage from you, you need to go make this shit make sense to the constituents, to your constituents. Go make this make sense. I'm going to buy it from the city for $2 million. I'm going to give the city $2 million. Now I'm going to give you $35,000. Just go do your job. Go do your job. We're going to give you 10,000. We're going to give you 10% of the sale. 5%, 2% of the sale. Just go do it. Make it make sense. Just go do it. All right. So look, opening day in Cincinnati was a disaster. It was a great day for not necessarily for the Cincinnati Reds, but it was a great day for the city. I don't look at the fights and say the fights destroyed the day, because here's what I think about it. I believe there were more great instances, great times, and great turnouts and great parties, more so than the bad ones. And I just think when you get a group of people around one another, no matter how old they are, how young they are, sometimes it's just going to be a group of people that just don't know how to do shit right. Okay. And for some odd reason, I hear people say things like, boy, Cincinnati just can't, Cincinnati is, and you always put it on the city. And the only people who say shit like that is people that ain't never been nowhere. Because if you ever lived anywhere else, you'll know that everywhere is the same. Pretty much everywhere is the same that has the same type of leadership. You can go anywhere. You can go to Cleveland. I told y'all, opening day in Cleveland. Cleveland Bengals game. I'm sorry, the Browns Bengals game. Opening day. We went up to the game. It was a shooting after the game. You can always tell by the way that the cities are run. They didn't have that type of shooting, or they didn't have that problem in Denver. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have that problem in Kansas City. They didn't have that type of problem. But whenever you have certain type of leadership, it's always a problem. And it's always the same type of shit. Guns, fighting, wigs and shit, eyelashes and shit all over the street. Kids watching grown-ups fight and drag one another. It's just always some bullshit. And it make you not want to be in the festivities. It make you not want to go outside. And then you got a group of people who always try to justify the shit by saying, oh, it ain't that bad. When y'all gonna let it stop being not so bad? Oh, it ain't that bad. They tripping. Every time we get caught outside fighting and shit, they want to make it seem like we the only ones fighting. Okay, let's just say that's the truth. I don't know if it is, but let's just say it is the truth. If we know that's what they gonna do, why don't we stop it? Why don't you talk to little cuz? Why don't you talk to little bro? Why don't you talk to little sis and say, hey, we going down here, we're gonna act right. We're gonna go down here. I found out Cleveland knocked off their curfew that night. See what I'm saying? Detroit knocked off their curfew that night. Get the same shit. Cincinnati is not unique. The same things that you see going on in Cincinnati is going on in all these major cities that have the same problems. Fake ass leadership, problems with the police, kids don't respect authority, and the parents teach them not to respect authority. The schools have bad proficiency levels, all of that. And it has nothing to do with the schools. Nothing to do with the schools. This is all about parenting. This is all about sending your kid to school unprepared. That's all it is. You teach your kid to be disrespectful. A respectful parent is generally teaching their kid everything they need to know to go to school and be respectable to somebody. You're not a respectable parent is not out here raising a kid that's doing street takeovers and jumping on top of people's cars and breaking into stores and shit like that. That just don't happen from a respectable home. I'm sorry. I mean, there's an exception to the rule. There's going to be a dumbass kid that's going to probably try to fit in with a group of kids that he or she has no business with. It happens. We know that happened a lot. This kid's sitting in penitentiary right now that ain't had no business with them kids that they was with. All right, let me go to the phone lines before I play that video real fast. I'll make you wait a little bit. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Mr. Wyatt, how you doing, man? This is CK out of Cincinnati, man. Your city where you were born at.
Born and raised. What's good with you, CK? How you doing?
Man, I called this phone so quick, man. I called the line quicker than Hussein Bolt when I heard what you were saying about Wawa and Buc-ee's, man. I was on it, man.
What'd I say?
And then you start talking about South Carolina and the coast. I love that woman too. Like when you say you admire her, it's real love we're talking, right?
Oh yeah.
Like professionally, and like you said, what she did in the NBA and to do this in the college ranks, she's a freaking phenom, Wyatt.
Okay, I don't know what she did in the NBA, but yeah, she
didn't make it.
Huh?
She didn't make it to the league.
Nah, bro, she ain't make it to the.
I mean the WNBA. I'm talking about.
No, Don's career was pretty much done when the WNBA started. WNBA is only 20 years old. Roughly.
Oh, she too older for that. I got you.
Yeah,
respectfully. I'm not disrespecting, but I respect what she did as a college coach.
Yeah,
because I thought you were telling me this girl was a phenom in WNBA, Layla Ali style.
No. WNBA is is still new. I think it's still fairly new, and it went years. It went damn near 2 decades without it hasn't generated a profit. So
whoa, until Angel Reese, the angel, God sent me an angel from the heavens above. Then she flipped it into profitability. Once Angel came and that white girl came, we took it into profit margin, sir. It took them, but we lost. Remember, we lost Kobe Bryant's daughter. She was going to be right with them. You understand? So that was a significant loss the WNBA took. You know what I mean? because he was a father similar to you as far as dedication to his daughter's success. Wouldn't you agree?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, you don't think so?
I don't know how good his daughter was. All due respect.
Oh, look at her father. He was the first one to practice and the last one to leave, Wyatt.
Yeah, but that don't make her good.
The apple don't fall far from the tree.
That's
You
not
ever heard
true.
that slogan?
Yeah, that's not true though, bro. I don't know anybody. I mean, LeBron James' son is not killing it right now, and I mean, Magic Johnson's son got on heels and a dress and shit. So I mean, I'm just saying.
Sir, LeBron James' son is on the same team with him. You're proving my point, sir. The apple don't fall too far from the tree. The Lakers have money.
Okay. All right, I hear you. What else you got, CK? Anything else?
Wawa, what did you talk about? Anything else? Wawa against Bucky's. You gave it away in the answer. You said, what's so great about Bucky's? Why you gotta say other? So being there must be having it. Huh? You said other than being there, what's so great about being? So you gave an admission of love when you said other than being there. So even you like being there.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. Gino said Don Staley did play in the WNBA.
Thank you.
I didn't know. Well, I didn't dispute. I just thought that I know she played overseas, but I didn't.
Her being your favorite NBA college coach, I thought you would know everything about her.
No, I don't know her like that. I said she's my. I mean, I've been following her since she got to South Carolina. Now, I did watch her when she was playing for Team USA. Remember, because they went on the Martin show, but I didn't know. Hold on one second.
She was on Martin in the '90s. Are you serious?
Yeah, when they went to the Olympics.
That's an accomplishment.
Yeah, when they went to the Olympics.
That's 1996, man. That's great. I mean, if you got that on your resume, come on, man. No wonder you the coach of the South Carolina. You hear me? This is what we got to do. Now, I'm admiring your suit. That's a nice suit you got on. It looked tailor-made to me. It don't look like nothing you bought off the rack. Well, is that tailor-made, brother?
It is.
Hey, see, that's one thing about your platform, right? When we watch your platform, we get money and what you call fashion design, because you being from Cincinnati, your suits is a little bit better than the other attorneys we be watching on podcasts.
So look, hold on. Let me say this to you because I pulled the information. Yes, Don Staley had distinguished 8 seasons playing career in the WNBA from 1999 to 2006. She was selected 9th overall. I didn't know. She played for the Charlotte Sting. Okay, there it is.
Charlotte Sting.
The Charlotte
Sting. How many points did she have, sir?
Here's the problem. Back in 1999, nobody knew that the WNBA exists. That's the problem.
That's a heavy statement you just said.
I mean,
did you listen to the words came out your mouth?
But hold on. Here's the crazy thing. My daughters weren't born yet. My oldest daughter was born in 2000. So I wasn't really paying attention to, I didn't even like, and this is crazy. I didn't like female basketball until I had daughters. You see what I'm saying? I'm just gonna
yeah. So you was thinking like LeVar Ball at the time, like they about to be future WNBA players.
Well, no, I wasn't. I didn't even know about the WNBA when I like I said, my first daughter was born in 2000. Okay, so we didn't start.
But that makes it easier for you. You always know how old she is because she was born in 2000.
Right.
She's 26.
Right. But what I'm saying to you is, I didn't even know that there was a WNBA in 1999. Okay, I didn't know there was a WNBA in that early. I didn't know that.
But I knew because it's our jobs. We got to stay aware of all current events. You understand this being from Cincinnati. You don't have to know everything, Randall. You have to know a little about everything. So you don't have to know about every subject, but just know a little something about it. Like you have to know that your favorite college coach was in the WNBA. That's part of her resume, sir. For you to take them 8 years from her, that was blood, sweat, and tears you take from her. And you were a #1 fan. So that would hurt her personally, emotionally, especially because she's a female.
Okay. Well, my bad, Don Staley, if you ever watch this small podcast.
It don't matter how small it is. Remember, you add money. Remember, you send no messages to me on Messenger. everything you give me is financial and political advice to be better. You know, most people your age, they sending girls dots twerking, you know what I mean, booty shaking video. No, Wyatt showing you how to get money out here in these streets legally. See what I'm saying? So when people watch it might be a small platform, but look at the financial bank accounts of your listeners and look how it goes up while they watch. But if you look at a guy like DJ Academics, their bank accounts come down because they're donating to the platform as they're watching. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. So you give advice because you're secure financially that you don't want to take money from your listeners, which is nothing wrong with. But I think that's an advantage of listening to Wyatt. It might be small on the subscribers, but everybody is listening because they're making money listening to you. Because we can relate. We from Cincinnati, just like you, and you made it out the concrete jungle into beautiful Florida. You know what I mean? It's like heaven where you living at. Look at that damn I see the Steelers fan where you at. It look like Scarface, man. I'm proud of you, brother.
Well, thank you, CK. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah.
All right, brother. What else?
You did it, man. That's the American dream. I'm just saying, you got to suck it in and remember that you've been a success. You wasn't supposed to make it. You were supposed to be a number. Remember that.
Why do you have that persona of who's supposed to make it and who not? Who taught you that? Who taught you that you're not supposed to make it?
Sir, 1 out of 3 of us go to jail, sir. Do you know how the burden of the stress? I've been living with that shit ever since I learned it as a child. So you know the stress, what that does to the brain, to know 1 out of 3 black men go to jail, and then you made it 1 out of 100 make to where you at right now. So this is how we got to maneuver and get to the success in the top of the mountaintop, as MLK would say, doctor.
Okay. All right, CK. I appreciate you calling today, man. I really.
You like that inspiration? Like, you feel like you're gonna make some money off of what I told you?
I think as soon as you hang up. Oh no, I think after the show you're gonna make me do a 360. I'm gonna rearrange how I think about certain things, and I'm gonna take a different approach.
That's what I'm here for, man. I'm the light, and I'm just here to save lives. And as you've seen, the murder rate has not stopped, but it has declined since we've been on this nonviolent movement. Man, you look at the last 30 days, it's not as many homicides. And give Randall Wyatt and CK the props because we do know how to make black people stop.
CK, since you were talking about basketball and Don Staley, I do have a quick question for you. Did you hear about the comment that LeBron James made about Memphis, Tennessee, about the Grizzlies?
Yes, I did hear that.
How you feel about
that? He said that it was a bad place, did he? And he said it was dangerous.
Yeah, which it is.
Yeah. It's very dangerous. I mean, Memphis has a lot of homicides, sir, so you don't want to get, he's just worried about safety, innocent people, innocent life. When he's discussing that, he's talking about innocent life. So don't get mad at him because he's not coming from an ill place. He's coming from a security and safety precautions. Your thoughts?
No, I agree with you 100%. I thought I'd get your take.
Thank you, man. So now you know that I'm a man of honor and principle. I will never go against what's right, even if it goes against the popular belief. Because popular people want to go against LeBron just because they need anything to tear him down, Mr. Wyatt.
No,
so they will use his Memphis comments to tear him down. He don't like black people. He's taking it. No, he's talking about security. He don't want to see one more person die.
But hold on, he's not the only one who said that Memphis is a trash city. They don't like going to Memphis to play because the hotels are bad and they can't go out. They can't do anything when they go to Memphis because it's just too bad. I mean, it's just awful.
They're number 2 behind us, Wyatt. We number 1 hating city in America, but they're number 2. Like, if you want to hate, if you really want hate, LeBron need to come here and really get his head knocked off. But number 2, Memphis is, I give them number 2, the second best hating city in the world. They will kill your ass for going and get a McDonald's number 3. I ain't lying. I didn't see it happen. I didn't see people get murdered in Memphis, so I know. I've been in Olive Branch. You familiar with Olive Branch?
I'm familiar.
Yeah, I've been out there, so I know what that gangster shit look like. But he's talking good, so I understand. These are family people, sir. These people are not gangsters or street people or affiliates. They're not gang members. So they don't want to be having guns and knives in their face, sir. He's talking from a place of good, not a place of negativity. Because remember, this Cincinnati, we go through the murders, we go through the homicides. But we still alive. And I just pray for you and your family. Just pray for me. If you pray for me, I can live. You feel me? Because that's all it's about, survival. LeBron was praying for y'all and me. And I'm praying for you.
All right, CK. Appreciate you chiming in with us today, bro. Thank you. That was CK out of Cincinnati. Yeah. They were giving LeBron James a hard time because LeBron James was on a golf course talking to some guys. Those guys happened to be white. And somebody asked him a question, and he said something about where he wouldn't have ever played and where he don't like to go. They don't like to go to, and there's a lot of players who said they don't want to go to Memphis. Memphis is a horrible city. LeBron said they need to just move the team to Nashville. Now, if you've ever been to Nashville, Nashville is a much better city than Memphis. Nashville has the NFL team. They have a professional NFL. They have a pro football team. They have a pro hockey team. They have the soccer team. It's more conducive. It's the hotel. You know, it's a bigger metropolitan city, and it's more conducive for a pro sport. Where when you go to a small city like Memphis, where there's a lot of crime going on, there's not a lot, you know, for those people that live in that city to do. They have a lot of idle time, and that idle time leads to, you know, a lot of crime, you know, a lot of disruption in the city. A lot of stuff go on in Memphis that you don't want to be part of. I mean, they sent the National Guard to the city because it's just that bad. Ran by the same group of people, same type of arguments in those cities, and it catches up with you. It catches up with you when you have fake politicians that know how to get to the bag. And they kind of sell out their constituents. They sell out their people. They make their money, and they end up moving somewhere, probably like down in Florida, like down here. They generally do that. They never stay in those cities. When was the last time you seen mayors stay in the city when they were in Cincinnati? Like now they didn't retire and they live in the city that they were once representing and the head of. They just don't do it. Most of them get their money. They make 3 or 4 times the amount of money that they ever could have made in their life during their time in that position. And they usually have somewhere, a nest egg, or they go somewhere, you know, nice and sunny and shiny, or tax breaks area. And they live totally opposite of how they were running their cities. They live totally opposite. They usually go into cities that are ran the way they should have run the city that they was running. I'm just saying. Let me go to the phone lines real fast. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, Randall. This is Darren, take on all comers, Chamberlain.
Hey, Darren, take on all comers, Chamberlain. How you doing today?
I'm fine as frog hair, as the gentleman likes to say on daytime radio.
Frog hair. Okay. All right. That's a new one on me. I don't know what show that is, but I take it as something fine. Like frog hair is fine. Okay. Anyway,
Yes.
What's on your mind, Darren? What's good with you? Good to hear from you.
Several things. First of all, this is why this is why I'm so glad you called me out to fight. I was the first person that called on the cake show. You didn't put me in the cakes.
Did you give me a number? That's an easy question.
I just don't really feel like answering it because it's so perfunctory and putrid. You know damn well I gave you a question. I started it off.
You said you gave me a question. That ain't what I asked.
No, I said no. I gave you a number. I'm sorry, there. Pardon me.
You did give me a number?
Yes.
What number did you give me?
I don't remember.
Because you didn't give me a number.
I said, because I was the first caller, I said, you missed the whole point of it. You know, Tanika, if you're going to sell Tanika's cake, if you're going to give people a free cake or whatever, you need to make that a lemon pound cake because of the Afro Man.
Yeah, I remember you
saying that. I was
the
one that started the shit off.
Wait a minute. Whoa. I remember you saying that. But I also didn't have a way that we were auctioning off or giving away the cake yet. I didn't even have a way that we were going to get it off, like how people could win one.
Oh, so because you effed up, it's my fault.
No, I didn't F up. What are you talking about? Why didn't you call, bro? Why didn't you? Wait a minute, hold on.
Words of the Black Lion, brother, let's move on.
Wait a minute, no, let's not. Why wouldn't you just call in? I kept saying, we got another cake to give away. I'm going to give away. Who's the 5th caller? Why didn't you just call in?
How much of my time do you want me to give you?
Oh, bro. Okay. Well, what's next? Let's move on now.
I mean, come on, man. Damn. I mean, I can't listen to every show every hour, 2 hours.
Well,
or 3 hours.
Okay. Well, what's next?
Did you see it in the Inquirer today? Oh, you didn't because you don't. But in the Inquirer today.
Well, I get Cincinnati.com, but I'm not quite sure what you're about to tell me. But I do get.
Oh, you did? Okay, no, did you probably? I know you saw it then. The story about Iris Rowley, how she does not want to be interviewed or profiled.
I did see that. I did see that. I haven't read it. I tried to open it. Now, is there a? Excuse me. Hold on one second, Darren. Let me ask you a question real fast about that. Is there a story about it, or was it just like a little comment?
Yes, there's a story on it.
Okay,
the
now
dude,
you're gonna have
says he's been trying to talk to her for 25 years or whatever.
Okay, you're gonna have to fill me in on how that, because what I seen it on Cincinnati.com, but it just seemed like a heading. It wasn't a full story attached to it.
It's a full story, and I tend to think she's in over her skis.
Okay.
Trying to she can't see the reason she doesn't want the Inquirer to do it. Don't give me that crap about white media, this and that. She can't spin the story against real reporters who have every fact laid out that she's going to say, and then if she says one thing wrong, boom, they're going to spin back and ask her questions about that.
Okay.
What she's saying wrong. Lincoln Ware is going to go in there. It's going to be basically hit and giggle.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, she can't handle that.
Yeah, I think
she's an employee of the city, a very well-paid employee of the city. We don't know what the fuck you do, but we know you're paid by the city of Cincinnati. Therefore, some accountability and openness is required, lady.
Well, wait a minute. I don't know that. Technically, she's not an employee of the city.
Okay.
No, I'm just.
She gets paid by the city,
but that doesn't make you an employee
under a handsome contract. No, when you're under a handsome contract by the city, you owe it to that city, its constituents, its residents, to be open, accountable. What the fuck you do, lady?
I'm not suggesting that part is wrong. I'm not saying that that's not wrong. I'm saying that.
Well, then let's just stop it right there.
Well,
because that's what I was getting at. Let's just stop right there.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Secondly, Don Staley's an asshole.
I don't know about that.
Don Staley's an ass. All you had to say to that old man was, "I did shake your hand before the game, Gino," and walk away.
Well,
up there talking shit, bouncing around, being emotional, fitting every stereotype of a black woman, being angry, upset, demonstrative.
I disagree.
Every negative black woman stereotype.
I disagree. I disagree.
I know you do. Let me say this. All she had to do was say, "I did, Gino," and walk away. Up there talking shit like, "I'll beat his ass. I'll beat his ass." All you doing is showing everybody, "Oh yeah, this is how dykes act." As the gentleman likes to say, your thoughts.
I wasn't ready for that, but I love it. I disagree with you, okay? Because here's what I'd like to ask you about that situation. Darren, what did Gino say to her when they got to
He said to her, "Hey, I was trying to talk to you, shake your hand before the game."
He said what?
You didn't meet me for the handshake before the game.
But how do you wait a minute, hold on.
He's salty as fuck.
But wait a minute, hold on.
Because he's salty because for 20 years in a row, Connecticut was just like winning titles like it was nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
UConn women's basketball was women's college basketball. They would win 4 out of 5 titles, 6 out of 7, 9 out of 10 titles for 20, 25 years.
Yeah, but
and now,
Darren,
lately, Don's came back. Don's came and took over, and he was 30-0 this year until that game against Don. He probably thought, like, yeah, we back. We back on the top of college basketball like we supposed to be. South Carolina, Don and them, the head dyke in charge takes them out.
Come on, Fame. Come on, bro.
What?
Don't do that.
Is she not? Is she not gay?
Yeah, but
is that not a part of her identity?
That doesn't play a part in how does that even play a part?
That is a strong part of her identity.
Hold on, let me
married to a white woman.
Okay, let me just say this. her personal shit has nothing to do with just
It
happening.
has everything to do with
No, it doesn't.
She
First
lets
of all,
everybody who wants to hear that
here-
she's gay, she tells you she's gay.
Hold on. Let me just say this to you. Let me say this. Let's back up just a little bit about the situation, okay? First of all, I'd love to know, how do you know exactly what Gino said to her that made them?
It's been played all fucking weekend.
I've seen it myself. And that portion that he makes the first contact and says something, I still don't know exactly what he said. It could have been something that was so disrespectful. Don is not the type of person where if you say something light to her, that she's going to get that offended, bro. I've never seen her do that. He said a lot of shit about her after the game in that press conference that let me know that he was in his feelings about her. He was in his feelings. He said that them girls was cheating. They was ripping jerseys. They were doing a bunch of, they were doing. You heard what she was calling the referees names that I can't even say. Bro, he had a personal vendetta on that woman, bro, for whatever reason. You can't tell me all he said to her when they got to center court, when he was the most angriest, is, oh, you didn't come shake my hand. That motherfucker said some other shit other than that. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
What you're saying right now,
Yeah.
that he said some other stuff, has not been verified. Has not been verified by anybody.
Fame. You trying to tell me that you think Don went that hard because all he said to her was, you didn't come and shake my hand pregame. That's
if
it?
You're the type of person that would date your own sex, you make weird decisions.
Okay, well,
therefore,
that's your
anything
opinion.
she would do, you can't trust her to do anything.
Well, first of all, let me just back up once again. Her personal life plays no bearings on what happened in that encounter to me. Okay,
That's a gosh darn lie. That's
to me, maybe
reasoning.
to you.
That's terrible.
Hold on.
But continue. Continue.
Can I get it out? Maybe to you it plays a part. For me, it doesn't play a part because it's almost like he could have said something that was so disrespectful. You trying to tell me you've never seen two male coaches get into it like that?
Yeah.
So I guess one of them happened to be gay.
No.
Okay, so why does it play a part?
John Chaney threatened to kill
oh my God, bro.
John Calipari.
Right.
John Chaney is an elder black man from the civil rights generation.
He must be gay.
Who was going against a young hotshot white guy.
He
probably had some type of resentment to that white guy, being from the civil rights generation, and said he'll kill him. I understood that.
Here's one of the problems that I see. I see a man who's been coaching 30-something plus years, and his time is almost up, but it's not there yet because he still has a great program. They always in the Final Four or in the Elite Eight, and he sees an up-and-coming coach who's probably made more money than he's never made $7 million a year. Okay, that's not. I think that there's going to be some type of there's going to be some things going on. It has nothing to do with it. To me, I don't think it has anything to do with it, her being a woman, a gay person, none of that. I don't think it has anything to do with any of that. I think it's all about his team got beat by double digits. His team got pushed around and they got physical, her team just pushed them around. They got beat up and he had to find a reason to make it about her. She wasn't out there playing. And what she says to a referee has no bearings on how those teams are going to play one another. So he lost and he was in his feelings. And I think
I never once said that he was a virtuous person.
He can't be. He's a champion.
I never once took his side. Said I'm talking about her.
Wait a minute, hold on, bro.
I thought she was emotional.
But you can't just say one person was emotional. Him making
yes. The camera's on you, Don.
Because if somebody says, look, bro, if somebody says something that is derogatory or says something to piss you off on purpose or to maybe even say something that's not true, okay? And you say that because here's the thing. He claims that Don didn't come talk to him pregame when in fact they have video showing that they did shake hands. So why is he mad?
I don't know.
I know you don't know. I know you don't know.
A lot of what you said. Listen, probably a lot of what you said. Diana Taurasi, she played at UConn. She's one of the top. She's the top 3, female basketball player of all time. Top 3, top 5. She was at the game. She was coming out of the stands at the end of the game, and they heard her saying, or a lip reader has got her saying, you're effing sick, Gino.
You're what? Sick?
You're effing sick.
Sick. Okay, well, maybe she did. She's
You see what
entitled
I'm
to say.
saying?
She's
right
entitled.
before he accosted Don.
Did
So
she
whatever
play
he
for
was saying
him?
on the sideline, it upset one of his former legacy players.
So she played for him, right?
Yeah, Deanna, yeah.
Okay.
Diana, however you say her name, yeah.
Darachi girl. I remember
Yeah.
her. I remember her. She played on the Olympic team as well. But
she played plenty of. She's 40-something years old. You know, shoot the laces off the ball.
Yeah, I think she.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think she was a pivotal person in female basketball. Her name rung bells, and she had a deal, and she did well in the sport. But her getting mad at him, I don't know what that was about. But it says a lot about him.
It buttress your point. It buttresses your point that he must have said something really foul to Don. You see what I'm saying? Because whatever he was saying on the sideline, she heard it. Diana heard it.
Right.
And she's one of his former players, and she called him sick.
First of all,
like you're a sick no.
Right. First of all, Fame, let me just say this to you, bro. I'm sorry, Darren. Let me say this to you, bro. You and I both know how it is in a competitive sport, especially at the D1 level. Okay. There's no way in hell that Gino just walked up to Don and was about to shake. She was trying to shake his hand, and all he said to her was, "You didn't shake my hand pre-game. That's fucked up." And then she all of a sudden just gonna say, "I'll beat your ass." She
says every time, "I did shake your hand. I did shake your hand. What are you talking about? I did shake your hand."
Yeah.
I'm telling you, all this whole. I understand, you got other things to worry about, but that whole little fracas, that little section of the fracas has already been lip read and professional lip readers and basically transcripted.
I'm telling you, Fame, she had got an offense. That is not offensive to say you didn't shake my hand.
Everything's offensive to a dyke in an interracial relationship.
Ooh, bro.
Everything's offensive to them.
I'm sorry you feel that way, bro. I don't think that is. Maybe something in there. If you offend them by saying something, offending them by saying something about their lifestyle or something, like it would be anybody.
I'm telling
you,
these
I think you off base on this one.
Are irrational.
Okay, let's move on.
They're irrational.
I don't agree with
let's
that.
move on.
I don't agree with
in
that.
In our sparring match, are we going to the body?
Bruh, how many sparring matches have you ever been?
It's a yes or no. Are we going to the body?
Of course, but now answer my question.
Okay.
How many sparring matches?
Just call me Edson Drago.
Why would you
Because
even
if he dies, he dies. Now,
bro,
there was something else I wanted to say. Oh, how did the Detroit thing? What were they doing at opening day? Because I didn't get that part. I was in Chipotle.
Let's skip that for 1 second, bro. I got one other one for you that I need your opinion on this one. Okay, I'll get to the Detroit thing because I got a clip I want everybody to see. But I got a question for you. Did you hear the comment that LeBron made about Memphis?
I took great umbrage with that.
Oh, you didn't.
I took great. I did not like that at all. Just like you. I mean, I know everybody in here is 50, 60 years old, but you remember back when you were youth, reading and doing speeches, the RAS concept. Who was LeBron talking with? A bunch of 25, 30-year-old white men.
Yeah, all two
his sponsors. It's like, you didn't need to say that around them. So
what about the brothers who have made those same comments on podcasts and on radio
stations? They make it on podcasts in good company.
No, I think
other brothers of the same ilk, not white dudes wearing Dockers in polo shirts.
So it matters to you when you say it and where you say it versus if it's even said. Period.
Yes. The audience is very important.
So it's him talking to two white dudes on the golf course of not wanting to play or go to Memphis when they ask him, where's the worst city to play in? And he says Memphis because the hotels are bad and it's just you can't do anything in those cities because there's nowhere to go and you don't want to go outside.
He basically said it's a nigga town.
That's not what he said. See, that's crazy.
Is that not basically what he said?
No,
Memphis is a nigga town.
No, because that's what people who have mentalities who believe that when you mention crime that it only talk about black people. To me, I don't. When you mention crime. I don't think
LeBron's up until recently. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry, I do apologize.
No, it's all
Up
good.
until recently, LeBron's been very apolitical. Up until like maybe the past 5, 6, 7 years, he's been very apolitical. So, you know, and you know, coached up well, you know, never saying up until, like I said, up until he started getting political, the worst thing he'd ever done in his career was move out of his city to get another job.
Yeah. That's a different argument though. You talking about LeBron, right?
Yes.
That's a different argument. That's the argument where I don't think he'll ever be better than Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan stayed, Kobe stayed. These guys never played really anywhere else in their prime. They built those organizations and they played in the bad times and they were part of the great times. LeBron James can't say that.
Well, yeah, true. But yeah, you're right. That is another argument. But the point I'm making is that LeBron doesn't usually say stuff to get the water cooler jumping.
No, and I don't
doesn't
think
usually stay stuff.
I think that if he was,
for him to say that about the city of Memphis at that time with those guys flanking him, I took great umbrage with that. Like, damn, bro, that's not the time. Just say, you know, really as a player, as a current player, you're not supposed to comment on any other city anyway like that.
I don't agree with that. I think there's been so many players from Kenyon Martin and all the rest of those NBA players. A lot of them have said things about the cities they don't want to go to. The baseball players do the same thing. They say they don't want to go to certain cities because they don't have good food. They don't want to go there because of whatever. They got food poisoning there one time. There's a whole lot of different reasons. I think people get a little too sensitive because Memphis happens to be a majority black. And when somebody says that they don't
want back to that part. See what I'm saying? That's why he should have stayed out of it.
No. I think that he has every right to answer the question to his truth. He doesn't want to go to Memphis because the hotels are dirty. This is what he said. He said the hotels have dirty sheets. He said the hotels are stink. They're dirty hotels. It's no different than if somebody asks me, what city don't I like to go to? And if I say, well, I don't like to go to Philly, and they you don't like black people? Like, no, it's just because when I go to Philly, I
don't like seeing all them ugly ass dark skinned niggas with beards. That's why I don't want to go to Philly.
No, I don't want to go to Philly because I love the cheesesteaks, but you need security to go get one. You know what I'm saying? So you can say whatever you want to say. I love Detroit, but I hate to go to Detroit. I'd rather go to Chicago than be in Detroit. I love Detroit. But the problem with Detroit is, bro, you can get robbed in Detroit in broad daylight. You can get shot in Memphis in broad daylight. And nobody wants to go there because it's like a desert. It's a crazy place to be. And LeBron James is not the only person in the NBA. Let's just keep it narrow to the NBA. He's not the only person in the NBA who has made these comments. And for people to say that he meant it's too bad to be there because and put race into it, I don't think y'all being fair to LeBron, because he's not the only one to say it. And it's been for the same reasons. They all say, because man, you can't go where you can't do nothing. And it's bad there, bro. You can't go outside. You got to walk across. You got to be careful walking across the street to the arena. And we don't like staying at that hotel.
This is why you don't want to go to Memphis. Listen to their most recent up-and-coming rapper, Silk 2 Times. Listen to the way he pronounces milk. Canned Merc. Powder Merc. You have to deal with that level of ignorance in that city.
So I'm confused.
Like they have a total different dialect. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you really in the trenches if you calling milk Merc.
Yeah. So now you agree that Memphis is not the place to be.
I never said it was. I just don't think LeBron should have said it around those two. Those two white men flanking him wearing their Dockers and polos.
So maybe he shouldn't even have been on the golf course, period, right?
I never said that. You're not going to play me like that. I never said that.
That's how
but
you
LeBron is 41 years old. He understands place, timing, and place.
Well,
he understands that by now.
Okay.
He's not a kid from Akron anymore.
All right. Well, sometimes things need to be said no matter who feelings you hurt. Sometimes when
you
gotta
preach to the choir with that one.
we got to get away.
You
from,
know that.
Yeah, I
you know you preaching to the choir with that
why,
one.
I don't understand why that bugs you that somebody told the truth about something that needed to be said. If you
I just don't understand. I just didn't feel a need to publicly.
But he's not the only one in the
There's
NBA
the whole
who say
city
that.
and its citizens.
He's not the only one in the NBA who says that.
Yeah, but he's the only one with the leverage that he has.
Okay, so now let me ask you something.
Not everybody swings the pendulum. LeBron always does. He always has since he was 15, 16 years old. Kenyon Martin, God love him. He had a nice run. He had a nice NBA career, but he's only really was really relevant and a noisemaker for maybe 3-4 years of his career.
Yeah, well, he's not the only one. There's a lot of players in the NBA. When you ask them what city don't you like to go to, they all say. Now, LeBron didn't just say Memphis; he said Milwaukee as well. So it's
two nigga towns.
No, Milwaukee is not a predominantly black city. No, it's
not. What Milwaukee is not your father's Milwaukee. Ain't no Potsy Weber and Richie Cunningham hanging out in Milwaukee no more.
No, I agree with that.
It's Negroes with Jerry curls and gold teeth.
Hold on, bro. When was the last time you've been to Milwaukee?
Last summer.
Okay, I was there right around that time as well. I went last summer as well, and it's not what you just described. Milwaukee is a little bit more like I don't know. It has more of a how can I describe? Milwaukee is on the same level as Minnesota, to be honest with you. Because who
actually,
do you?
Okay, I'm actually like Minnesota better.
Well, maybe so, but it's the same. It's the same type of makeup. Like you have working class people there, but you either like it's one of them type of places where you either got a lot or you just kind of don't. You're not all the way blown out poor, but it's kind of like one of them areas where it's like you either, you know what I'm saying, you either dirt poor. There's no middle class kind of. You know what I'm saying? It's either like you're just working and check to check, working your ass off, or you got a both. See what I'm saying, bro? It's like Baltimore. You either got well-to-do people, then you got people that's just barely making it, and you got harbor.
Right.
They got a harbor in Milwaukee is on the water, so it's one of them type of cities that if you're doing well for yourself, you can live a really good life. You can get NBA tickets. You know what I mean? It's not for you're not gonna live a good life in Milwaukee if you don't have any money.
Hey, side note, that's my you hear my new Peterbilt? I'm giving a driving test to this driver I'm trying to hire. That new Peterbilt purrs, don't it? You hear it?
I don't hear shit, bro. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, you didn't hear? Okay, good.
Well, hey, one last thing.
Good.
One last thing.
Let me say this. Let me say this on my closing thing.
Oh, but let me say something to you before you do that, because I want you to leave us out, howl us out of here. Listen, did you see that it's been verified that the Chicago Bears are leaving Chicago and going over to Indy?
Yeah, Hammond, Indiana. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Go ahead. I just wanted to see if you knew about that. But go ahead.
It's kind of I've never liked that. I said liked it. I never liked that when teams, when they represent one city but they play in another. I've never liked that.
Well, it just says a lot about how Chicago is being ran right now. The economics of Chicago, more corporations, and a lot of corporations are going to leave Chicago for the same reason why the NFL team is leaving. But that's okay. I just thought I'd put that out there.
That's a hell of a segue to what I was going to say, because you have to be a real life asshole to lose
absolutely
a what do you call that? A historic franchise like the Bears. Because of your city administration. That's right. You're talking about, and that's what I wanted to say about Aftab Pureval and Cheryl Long.
Okay.
This has got to be the worst mayor and city manager combo that we've ever seen in our lives. These people are insufferable. And when the history of Cincinnati politics and government is written, I'm guarantee you, Aftab Pureval would be ranked as your worst mayor ever.
I don't know. I'm not going to agree or disagree with that, but I don't know how you get the worst. Like, I don't know how that happens. I don't know.
Because you do dickhead stuff like skipping opening day, scheduling a vacation around that. If the freaking governor could go to Buc-ee's in Dayton,
Touche.
2 hours away, you can't go to opening day?
Well, the governor was at the opening day parade as well, too, though. But
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
I get
because
it.
That is all you people out there talking about, oh, he got a family. You sound dumb.
Well, that's
You're not looking. No, there's only another way. There's no other way to look at that. There's only one right answer to this. The mayor is supposed to be at the Cincinnati Reds opening day parade. There's only one right answer to that. I don't give a damn. Unless somebody's dying, bleeding, needs you immediately, Price Hospital calls you, tell you, hey, you got to get up here and see your wife, man. She ain't got much time. That's the only way you miss.
Yeah, there's not a red eye in this country that he couldn't have taken to get back to wherever his vacation is. You got to be in your city the day of your monumental, opening day, win or lose. You don't even have to go to the damn game. Just go to the parade. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Just go to the parade.
Go to the parade and then go to the airport.
Set it off. Use the big scissors to cut off the parade, and then you can leave.
Right. Well, I still don't think, even if he would have been in the parade or whatever, he still would have, whatever happened that day still would have happened. But look,
right. Well, this ain't the Minority Report with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Or that one show. What was it called? Tomorrow's Edition or whatever it was called. Where they knew that crime was gonna happen, so they go out and try and stop it. No, this ain't that. He can't do that.
Right.
But it doesn't matter. You're still even if nothing happened. If we found out you were gone on opening day for the Reds, I'd have the same vigor, the same fury at him right now.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we disagree on that. I think when we had that conversation the other day, we still in the same spot. I think he should have been there, but it wasn't going to stop anything. But
when we was talking about them cakes,
yeah, it just sounds bad.
Them cakes that you didn't get.
Well, I'm sorry that you lost.
So Wyatt said he wanted a lemon pound cake. Send it to Fame Ross.
Yeah,
P.O. Box 11442, Cincinnati, 45211.
All right, brother.
It's been real.
All right.
I had fun.
All right, Fame. That was Darren out of Cincinnati. Yeah, I didn't agree with all the Don Staley conversation. That was ridiculous. But, I let people say what they want to say. I'm not, the police on people's feelings. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that. However, I do think that the Gino guy said something to her that was out of line. I don't think she just jumped out there and was mad at him just because he said you didn't shake my hand. He could have said something, and I'm just hypothetically speaking. This is what make people mad when you say something like, you didn't have to be a bitch about not coming up here to shake my hand. See what I'm saying? He could have slid one of them in. He obviously said something that pissed her off, and it wasn't just, you could have came and shook my hand. It wasn't that. He could have said something. You know how people get when they try to make it seem like you're not accustomed to being here. We got rules up at this high level. If you ain't going to get on board on how we do things up here, then maybe you shouldn't be here. It could have been one of them type of things. You know what I'm saying? It could have been one of them type of things where he said something to her that was disrespectful. I don't see how him saying, hey, you didn't shake my hand pregame, that's some bullshit, made her say, I'll kick your ass, Gino. That ain't what happened. That ain't what happened. I guarantee you that's not what happened. And I guarantee you the reason why he called her after the fact is because he apologized to whatever he said, not what he did. He apologized to what he said to her that led her to go off like that. You know what I'm saying? And, high stakes, they may not be gamblers, but D1 at that level, that's high stake ball playing. That's high stake coaching. There's a lot at stake. Programs. These people are getting paid millions of dollars to win. They're not getting paid millions of dollars to get blown out by double digits on national television. They're not paid for that. And you don't want some young coach coming in. She's not that young, meaning her coaching career is a third of his. So that's considered to be a young coach, if you ask me. You can't have some young coach come in and beat you by double digits in a division, in a game like that. And the next game is the national championship. You can't have that. You can't have that. So, you know, him bringing out in the press conference of how her girls was acting and the words that were coming out of Don Staley's mouth and was calling the referee something, and we didn't get no calls because she was going off and this and that. They ain't get. Come on, bro. You obviously had a vendetta with this woman or this coach before anything happened. You said something to her. You said something to her. All right, so look, opening day, I had a conversation with Darren about that. Stephen Speed said the video, Detroit video. Here's what let me give you a little segue in it. For some odd reason, every time something happened in the city of Cincinnati, Cincinnatians always think that it's Cincinnati. We always think, I'm a Cincinnati. I'm a proud Cincinnati. We always think, not me, but a lot of people always think that they live in the most hating ass city, or they think the only crazy shit that happens in the city of Cincinnati, or only in Cincinnati will you get something like this and blah, 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 all that old goofy shit. And I've been saying this for 5 years. There's nothing necessarily unique about Cincinnati. Most of these cities that are just like Cincinnati that we don't talk about, they're all led the same way, and they all have the same type of people in them. They all have problems with the police. They all have problems getting along with one another. They all scream and holler about ain't shit nothing to do here, and our kids need a better place to be. And if we only had places for our kids to go, or our kids need jobs and then they won't be out here in the streets, that's bullshit. A kid that wants a job, show me a 15 or a 16-year-old kid that can get don't they have to have a permit to have a job license or something? Show me a 15 or a 16-year-old kid that wants a job out of high school who can't go get one because the city is dry. They ain't got no jobs for no 15, 16. Show me one. Show me a kid at 15, 16 years old that can't get a summer job. Show me one. Show me a kid that's not qualified to go get them a summer job or an after-school job. Show me one. I don't care what city you in. Cincinnati, Detroit, Cleveland, Baltimore. Show me a city that your child can't get a job in because they ain't got no jobs. Yeah, I didn't think so. A 15, 16-year-old, especially a 16-year-old, can find a job anywhere. And I don't mean a career job. I'm talking about a job to put a few bucks in his or her pocket. That's all I'm talking about. A job that get them, they can go to school, go to work 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, get home in time to still do their homework, get ready for school the next day, and do it all over again the day after that. Show me a kid that if that's what they want to do with themselves, that they can't do it because there ain't no jobs available. Show me a city that's like that. Show me a city that just so dry out here, a 15, 16-year-old can't get a job. Most 15 and 16-year-olds that are out here running around doing crazy shit, they doing it because they don't have good leadership in the home. They doing it because mom or dad don't know what they out here doing, and they just total out of touch with their kids. The internet raising their kids. Their mama's probably out in the clubs and hanging, and probably they all listening to the same type of music. That's the truth. Nobody really wants to tell you the truth about that shit. You know what the fake ass leaders and the fake ass activists tell you about your cities? Well, we need more shit for our kids to be. We need more stuff for our kids to be able to do. The reason why they keep getting in trouble and this and that, because they don't have nothing to do. So that make them fight at Snell Park when they all get together. Them not having, isn't going to the park chilling something to do? Isn't going to Kings Island something to do? Isn't going to a party night, like a dance party with a freaking whatever singer, isn't that something to do? They all have something to do. They all have something to do. It's not that they don't have nothing to do. That's the shit they don't, that mentality, don't want to do that type of shit. They don't want a job. They don't want to go to Kings Island and do the right thing. They don't want to go over Tyrone House and kick it and just be kid. They don't want to go to Eden Park and just kick it and chill. They want to be hard. They want to be way more. They want to be extra. They want to do the shit that's toting guns. They want to do that shit. That's what they choosing to do. It's not because the city is obligated to make sure they got a swing set somewhere that they can have some fun. That's not what it is. These kids, you can give them everything and put it right in front of them. Some aren't built to do the right thing because the mama ain't taught them how to do the right thing. The daddy ain't taught them how to do the right thing. They following in the footsteps of their reckless ass parents. These the same parents that go up to the public schools and bitch and complain because a teacher say something. Now the teacher don't want to say nothing. Teacher don't want to check that kid no more because now not only do I got to deal with a reckless ass kid, maybe his mama will come up to the school and act a damn fool and hit me with a sock of batteries. I got to deal with his mama. Oh my God. Ty, go sit down. Ty, don't say anything for the rest of the class. Just get out, Ty. Ty ain't learning nothing. Now Ty got a 12th grade education with a 3rd grade reading level because he just been getting thrown out of class forever because don't nobody really want to deal with his mama. These kids got plenty to do. They got plenty to do. They just don't want to do the shit that's there for them. So when I hear these old heads always talking about, well, we need that $8 million that we just invested. You know, I heard that, right? You know, I heard amongst y'all, I got to be careful when I heard somebody say, see that they could use that $8 million to get these kids something to do. Like what? Build another recreation center or buy some pool tables for the recreation. How about buy another swimming pool for the community? How about you do all that shit? You know, add another swimming pool, add another boys and girls club, add another baseball field, add another some program that these kids don't give a flying fuck about. See, that's the easy fix. The easy fix is to blame. The easy fix is to say the reason why these kids ain't doing what they supposed to be doing is because there ain't nothing for them to do. That's too damn easy. It's hard to tell the truth. Y'all know I don't really care if they like me or if they like me or not. So I'm gonna tell the hard truth. The hard truth is you got parents that don't raise their kids with values and morals of even getting a job. They don't want to work at McDonald's. They don't want to work at Subway. They don't want them jobs. They too busy trying to look fly. They too busy trying to be like they daddy that they half-ass know on a part-time basis. I want to be slick like my pops. I'm gonna be cute like my mama. Fuck, I can't be cute in no welcome to McDonald hat. They wear shit. They wear uniforms. I ain't wearing no uniform. And that's the truth. It's the truth. And the worst are the ones that validate the shit. The ones that call in and say shit like they could have used that $8 million to put something in the community for these kids to do. They could have used that $8 million for Job Corps. They could have used that $8 million. See, them the dummies. Them the ones that they ain't doing nothing. They ain't never ran nothing in their life, and they ain't doing nothing but running their mouth right now. That's all. Like Kings Island is nothing for these kids to do. That's something great for the kids to do, but they're gonna ass it up. They already assed it up. They gotta have a curfew. They gotta have a curfew. They gotta have a chaperone. That comes from kids that have plenty to do that just choose to do the wrong thing. That's it. You can blame whatever you want to blame. You can blame whatever system. You can blame racism. You can blame whatever you want to blame. But the bottom line is children that have bad leaders, bad parents, generally get caught up in doing bad shit like this. There ain't no second guessing it. I'm just the only one that's willing to tell you the truth. Everybody else want to sugarcoat it. Everybody else want to play to the activists and act like these kids are really nice. They really good kids. It's just that they ain't got nothing to do. That's crazy. They got plenty to do. Plenty places they can work. Plenty things that they can do. They can be entrepreneurs. Plenty of people can go out and cut grass. All these older people in these communities that got homes and they live there by themselves. Hell, I lived in the Fay apartments. I drug trash cans around the front. Threw papers, newspapers. There was always something to do that kept me out of trouble. But the bottom line is, the ones that got a problem with what I'm saying, y'all co-sign that badass shit. You co-sign those fake ass leaders that throw that, oh, well, what we need is we need a new program. We need a new program. We need this program that's going to help these kids do this and this. How about when y'all going to get a program that go tap on a parent door and say, hey, man, what's up with little Ronnie, man? This motherfucker, he been acting a fool out here, bro. You know, Ronnie out at the school and he bullying and Ronnie got kids all ripping and running and, When y'all going to get a program to go knock on the parents' doors? That's the program I'm waiting for. I ain't heard an activist say that shit yet. I've always seen them go down marching at City Hall, getting money from City Hall, getting comfortable with City Hall. And you know, when you tie parents and politicians together, oh man, shit. It's all about votes. It's all about how we gonna move this money. It ain't really about what's really right and what's wrong. It's not really what's right and wrong. Just like you spent $300 and something thousand in the city of Cincinnati of taxpayer dollars to go get a drop-in curfew center. And how many people went that entire year? So you spent the money just to pacify the people, to say, hey, yeah, we got a place, we got a program. We got a place over here that we send the kids on the curfew violations, but yet you don't execute it. Why not? Because you were just basically pacifying the people. You had no intentions of using it. Meanwhile, the kids 14, 15 years old, they downtown in the midst of gunfire. If you don't want to do it for any other reason, at least get them off the street so they won't get hit by a flying bullet. But no, you just want to act like you're really doing something. Here's the thing. If they had to put their money up, if they had to put their own money up, they would make sure whatever they spending their money on was executed properly. But when you paying things with taxpayer dollars and it ain't your money, it's free money, then you treat it like it's free money. It's just like if somebody gave you $100 and you went to the casino, you might bet a little bit more loosely than you would as if you earned that $100 out. You took that $100 out your savings account or out your own check. Your bets might be a little bit, oh man, I can't bet on that, man. Shit. You might be a little bit more safe on your bets, but you're never safe when you're using free money. Somebody give me $1,000 right now and it's free money. I'm going to go put it on the riskiest stocks that I possibly can, because it's going to have the highest return, but it's going to have the highest risk. But it wasn't money that I had, and it wasn't my pocket. I don't know any of these cities that are ran the same way, that are operable any different. They all do the same shit. They all got the same type of parents. They all got the same type of kids. They all got the same type of stuff. And guess what? More importantly, they all got the same argument. These kids wouldn't be out here doing this. I'm going to tell you a little something that I wasn't going to bring up today. I got an email. I'm not going to tell you from who. You can figure it out. Right in Hamilton County Court. You had an individual, two damn near teenagers, 18, 19 years old. These are young guys in court this morning in Hamilton County, breaking in Kias and had guns. That shit didn't hit the news. Now, the news cameras was there for the dude that shot the kids that ran from playing door tag and all that old shit. This information that I get every day. It's my business to know this. These kids ringing doorbells and the guy come out and he's shooting, blah, blah, blah. That makes the news. He get a bond, blah, 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 blah. Cameras leave when the 18, 19-year-olds are out stealing Kias and they got guns. If you don't believe me, just do a search. Do a court search. If you don't believe, why wasn't that shit on the news? I tell you why it wasn't on the news, because number one, your leadership probably makes sure that it don't hit the news. Number two, isn't that just like the little guy that just got shot by the police was in a stolen Kia? They got out and ran. He had a gun and banged the Hinton kid. Isn't that the same type of shit? Why is that not on the news? Nobody was murdered. Same situation without somebody getting shot by the police. See, if I'm the FOP, what's those guys? What's the union police people? FOP or somebody like, I would be there and I would be saying shit like, well, why isn't anybody saying anything about this judge who just set damn near a a slap on the bond was ridiculously low. And you're talking about kids who grown folks, if you want to call them that, but they're kids to me, 19, 20, 18 and 19 years old. And you breaking in Kias and you got guns. Explain to me why y'all don't know about that. Why wasn't that on the news? The cameras was in the courtroom today. Look it up. Look it up. I know I don't know what I'm talking about, but look it up. Just go look it up. There's a reason why they don't want you to see that. There's a reason why they don't want you to know about that. There's a reason why kids could see the young man that got shot by the police for being out with a group of guys who was stealing Kias and stealing cars and taking guns and running around with the city. He gets shot by the police and die, but that's not enough to stop other kids just like him from doing the same thing. Because y'all want to make it about the police and you don't want to make it about, well, hold on. There's another party involved in this type of shit. Somebody has to be out stealing cars. Somebody got to be out here stealing cars and getting guns. And they don't care what happened a year ago, 6 months ago. They don't care. It ain't going to happen. Y'all know kids do that. Man, I don't care nothing about that shit. That ain't going to happen to me. And not one leader, not one person spoke on this today. You know why? Because they don't want you to know that this is the type of shit that go on almost every day, if not every day, every other day. And the only time you hear about it is when it fits the narrative of a kid getting shot by the police, or a kid refused to take an order from a police officer, or something that makes the police guys look bad. That's when you hear about it. But you don't see the day-to-day of this type of shit happening. If y'all think that what I'm saying is not true, just go look it up. Just go look it up. And this is what I've been telling y'all for years. 10% of the crime that happens in your city hit the news. Only 10%. And it's cases like this that go on the docket. It's cases like this that go under the radar that you don't hear about. Just like the kid, I'm going to keep bringing it up to you because this is what happens when you don't inform people of the things that's going on prior to something big happening. When something big happened, you think, oh, this just is how did this happen? Well, there's a lead up to it. And if you letting these young men who's stealing guns and stealing cars and all this old shit just get right back out on the street, it's just a matter of time before something deadly happens. And then when you not knowing that that's what's going on, then you're going to turn around and say, man, they didn't have to shoot that kid. They didn't have to shoot that little boy. They didn't have to do this. They didn't have to do that. Y'all just don't know what's going on a day-to-day basis. And then and here's the most unfortunate thing. It's not really up for you to know that. Here's the most unfortunate thing in the world. None of your leaders will tell you that this type of shit is happening when in fact they know it is. Your leaders will tell you ain't no gangs. Your leaders will tell you crime down. Your leaders will tell you all that shit, and then 2 months after they done told you ain't none of this going on and crime down and blah, 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 they'll suspend the police chief because she ain't handling things right. I mean, if you have never gotten played in your face, if you don't see that as being played in your face, I don't know what is. I don't know what, if that's not being played in your own face, then there ain't no such thing. That's being played in your face. I'm sorry. And the only reason I shared that with you today is because it says a lot to me about how messages are passed through a city when you have a consistent pattern of how these kids are doing things that other kids are getting messed up with. You understand? Like, you just seen a kid get shot up by the police who was stealing cars and stealing guns out of cars, and you catch a gun charge. I know. Trump. Let me go to the phone line. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
It's your boy.
Twin, what's good with you, brother?
Welcome back to the trap.
Hey, what's happening, man? What's good with you?
I can't call. Don't you ever do me like that, stun on my name like that.
What
I
you-
just thought you went out this weekend with your family, which you say you did. You clarified and all that. You act like it was an old post or something like that. You just went viral and all that. And I was looking at your daughter, she was like, "Hey, I was daddy change the music."
Oh, you talking about the car ride? No, I mean, we was just having fun. Sometimes
Yeah, I know.
sometimes we mess with her, Twin. We know that she like, she don't like when we record and have
That was
fun.
that Jamaican beat, right?
No, it's salsa music.
Oh, salsa music.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, why when I saw it on that, let me tell you this. Yeah, it started 96, WNBA,
Okay.
and they took flight 97. Remember Lisa Leslie and all them?
Yeah, but you know
They
what?
started off, and she was there at 96 and 2006. Don Staley. So she came right after the Bulls won their fourth championship.
Yeah.
That's when they started after that, because I was shocked. Like, they better finally get a damn NBA league.
Yeah.
Because I was shocked when I first heard, because they was used to going overseas playing, and they came about and like, man, I hope they get paid almost close to like the regular guys get paid. And then they put in work too.
Yeah.
So, man, I just heard, man, they traded Angel Reese, man,
Where?
to Atlanta.
Oh, I mean, okay. I mean,
That's Chicago for you.
I mean, Angel Reese is just. I mean, where is she going? Atlanta.
Atlanta Dream, something like that.
That's good for her.
I
That's good for her.
she was a product of Chicago, though, man. She bringing a lot of revenue in the city. People, especially when Kate and Clark was coming to Chicago, and they were selling out and everything. So we got to find somebody. I hope they got somebody, that's top notch that take her place. I forgot that one point guard that was that light skinned girl. I can't think her name. She went overseas for more money to play. She was like a little Allen Iverson to me. She been gone about 2 years. I can't think her name.
Who did she play for? Chicago?
She played for us, light skinned and red bone. Man, I forgot her name, man. I'll let you know. I'll look it up. Let you know next time I call. I seen it today and stuff. Angel Reese went to Atlanta. Hey, Wyatt, check it out. Yeah, man, that Don State.
Mm-hmm.
Man, there was a vendetta. She went in there. If you watch, she went. They shake it up. Any coach and stuff, whether college or NBA or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-game shake and all that. She did all that. He was mad. She was running the score up on him. That's all it was. Because I got tired. Growing up, I got tired of seeing Connecticut win. UConn win all the time. And Gene on there. He was Gene or that Pat Summit lady. Always winning. I got tired of looking. I'd be glad when somebody else wins.
I used to love it. I love winners.
Man,
I've
I
never
couldn't
hated on
stand
winners.
anything with a
I
passion.
love winners, bro. I love people who come every year
Man,
prepared to win.
Man, I like them because I used to hate one of the Lakers in Boston, Detroit.
Not me.
I'm a shorty. I'm like, man, why dude keep shooting them three, Larry Bird, and they taking Mike out like WWF and stuff. I'm slamming him on the floor, and I'm like, man, I'll be glad when Chicago win, man. We finally got one at 91.
Yeah, well,
And
that's coming from somebody that has an NFL team. I mean, excuse me, an NBA team. You lived in Chicago, so
yeah.
That's coming from somebody that has an NBA team. If you live in a city like Cincinnati during those times, you love the winners. Like, I love the Lakers. That was my team growing up, and you know what I'm saying. I love the fact that they were always down in the the final games of the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I would love to see Detroit come in. I love the winners. I mean, I like the underdog.
I just got tired of them beating up Mike, man. And then they told him, hey, Magic and Isaiah told him you would never win the championship long we in the league. Mike had to put on that 200 because he was a buck 170. Mike put that close to 200 on. He ran it up. He said, I got them now.
Yeah.
He was so mad at him, he didn't even shake his hand. Remember that?
I remember. I was a
That was
Bulls
crazy,
fan.
but you know, he brought a lot of excitement to the city, man.
Yeah.
And man, my city, man, you gonna see a lot of people leave Chicago. See, they want it out
They
there in
been
Arlington Heights,
They've been
in
leaving.
a suburb. And you know, a lot of people really leaving, man, because of the higher taxes and stuff and the way they shaking up Chicago.
Well,
We had that mayor and that bogus governor, man. They running them numbers up there, man.
y'all
And
keep
it's a
on
shame. And
taxing the
so
rich.
we
Keep
can't
on-
get mad, even
keep
though
on
that's
taxing
that's
the
a
rich.
historical building.
Keep on taxing the rich.
Man, they
watch what
say,
happens.
ooh, Cincinnati. If you take Cincinnati people, these homeowners here, and take them to Chicago, and you look at you like, oh my God, let's go back to Cincinnati. Man, it's different, man. You gotta pay like 15 cents for an extra bag. If you want an extra bag to get out the grocery store, hey, you say, let me get an extra bag. No, 15 cents. What? Yeah, man, it should be like 4 cents. Now I heard it's 15.
Well, it's like
Like,
that here in Florida. There are places here in Florida where you pay a dime for a bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do have that.
Yeah, but it's crazy, man. Then the parking in Cincinnati, y'all, it's gonna come y'all way. Just wait. Them parking up there crazy, man. Taxes, damn near $80 or $100.
Wait a
That's
minute,
the
wait a minute.
part.
Parking in Cincinnati is mad right now too. I mean, it
Oh,
is
yeah.
bad for an event. I don't know what it is on the day to day, but I know I don't worry about it when I'm in the city because my office is, I don't need to park. I have a parking garage. Well, I have a parking lot, excuse me. So I can walk where I need to go when I'm downtown. I don't know what the meters look like in Cincinnati as far as what they charge, but I do know that the meters go up to like $20 or $30 doing events. And I'm like, damn, why would the city get rid of that? That is great. I mean, that's unbelievable revenue. Parking is unbelievable revenue. And to give up parking garages and parking meters, that's just an unbelievable bad move.
Yeah, it's crazy though, man. Like on Republic, I know this girl used to stay there on Republic, man. They be I'm like, y'all stay here, but what y'all gotta pay to park right here, even though y'all stay here? She like, yeah. I said, man, it's something to that. Y'all need to talk to the city about that, but you gotta, cause I was helping her unload one day, and she like, yeah, you gotta pay right there. I said, pay for what? You stay here. And it's crazy how it's set up. You just think like, man, why the shit ain't paying the building right here? And all, I mean, it's crazy how the city be finessing the whole people like that, man. And then you like you say, you got to take off. Oh my God, why? Oh my God, why? Man, I seen my city, man. They was downtown, man, knocking people out this weekend, man. It's crazy.
I know they don't have no sense, bro.
Man, it's gonna take just like I was on Martin G, another podcast and stuff. That's my backup when you don't come in. I was on there at 1:00 this morning, man. He talking about something, and he was agreeing like, man, it ain't go locking somebody up. It's not gonna do. I say hit them where they hurt at them pockets. That's what's gonna hurt. When that police got to come get you off your job and say your son doing this, doing that. Man, you got to talk to him at home, man. That's where it starts. Because let me tell you this, that mama twerking and that daddy selling dope or, drinking or doing his thing, toting gun, that girl and that son go take the effects of it. So you really got to say, I know I used to say, man, get the parents and get this and all that. Police need to lock on. And I realized, like, oh, hell no. It's an issue at home. And then you can be a square for a fair, man. You can be a neutron. But when you get around little Bobo now, your goofy turn up. And this ain't even you. You a honor roll stew. This ain't you. You trying to fit in where you trying to fit in at. This is not, damn well your mama whoop your ass.
Right. And here's the thing. There's more kids like that than there are bad kids.
You say, why?
There's more kids like what you
neutron.
That are they're not bad. They just in the wrong circles. It takes something to happen for them to rethink where they need to be in life. And I just think that if you have to start making parents more accountable just for that reason right there. Because look, my mother, I'll use me as an example. My mother was not a real strict disciplinary person. She was the type of person that would say some stuff like, oh, you want to hang with them? Like Mama Birch probably know this about my mother because they grew up together. Like they had the same type of shit. You from certain things and they know, she knew, Mama Birch know, your son is going to make his own decisions, no matter what, how you whoop his ass, no matter what you do. He's going to gravitate to what's in him and what he wants to do out here in these streets, or, you know, not necessarily street life, but out here in his freedom of being able to make his own choices.
Mhm.
We're going to make our own choices. Now, what we have to do is we have to start holding parents more accountable during that parenting time. Okay. Like like that will make parents become parents earlier in life. You can't start being a parent when your son or your daughter is acting a fool at 12 and 13 years old. They already been acting a fool. You just starting to see it. I mean,
Yeah.
kids don't start getting bad at 13. They probably already been bad. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got to catch these kids before they get to a point of finding the bad kids, you know, like, you know, that's who they want to be with, or running around with the circles of the kids. Every kid that run with bad kids, they're not bad themselves, but eventually whatever that kid is doing around that innocent kid it's eventually going to affect them. See what I'm saying? Like, I grew up with kids. I wasn't in nowhere near about to do the shit that they did, but I would wake up every day. We would go outside and play. We hung every day. We did some things, and I knew when to break off. But I got lucky because every kid don't get a chance to break off. You know what I'm saying? Every kid don't get that understanding. Like, hey, you know, like, hey, this shit ain't gonna work for me. I'm not doing that. I'm not breaking into stores. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna sell drugs. I'm not gonna do this. All kids don't get that freedom. I mean, don't get that, you know, they don't break away from that because now they're being influenced by bad kids. And until we start charging parents, holding them accountable, you're never gonna get what you need to get out of parents, man. You're not gonna get you know, sometimes you got to force them to be good parents. I mean, you know, unfortunately, it's not fair to the kid that a parent is not stepping up being a real parent. It's not fair to the kid. The kid didn't ask to be here. The kid didn't ask for you to be their mother or their father. You know what I'm saying? It's just not fair. You owe your kid a good life.
Yeah, because I totally agree with you what you said. Instead of that old knocking on the doors for a vote, you need to knock on the door and like, hey, man, you need to check a Fred on this one, man. What's up with Shorty and all that? They clowning just knocked on my door, and then you wonder, well, he was a student and all that. Wonder why he got to go to Walker Funeral Home, you know, and killed him because he's a stupidity and what he was doing and stuff. That's out the window with me. A student and all that when he just knocked over my door, bust my windows, or try to take my car, or something like that. No, don't. You got to start knocking on these people. I'm not saying I'm a perfect daddy. You know, I got some messed up ways and all that. And I regret what the things I did not being that strong for my kid. I regret that heavily. I still think about it. And I used to apologize and stuff, and they understand. But now I try to be strong and stuff. I'm like, man, if you choose that way, that's you. And stuff. You know, I got one locked up now. You chose that route, man. I tried to teach you. And, you know, I share the tea, share the tea. He's like, I know, Pops. I know. I say, now you understand, man. I tried to tell you, man. You ain't want to listen to me, but now you listen to that white man. You got to wake up when he tell you. But when I was telling you the right way and do it this way, it was different.
You know what?
I guess I want to speak. What's up, man?
I got to share something with you on that. I never really had a real father presence in my life. But when I would go seek out my father and I would spend, you know, when I would go see him or whatever, you know, I thought it was cool how he ripped and ran the streets. I thought it was cool. And he not one time ever tried to talk me out of it. You feel me? Like he never would say anything to me that would discourage me from being in the streets. You know, a regular father, like a father, you know, he could try to be a regular father and say something like, how you doing in school? But at the same time, I want to go to the pool hall. I want to shoot dice. I want to do the things that he doing because he make it look slick. The reason why I'm saying that to you is because you know what you know now, twin, right? You know what you know, but you also have to know that some of the things that you were portraying and that your son seen you doing and the things that he knew that you were part of, that influenced him a little bit. That influenced him to
because the people that knew of me and all that, my brothers and all that, his people, my son was friends with they people. And my daddy did this, and people was telling your daddy did this.
I mean,
they ran that and all that.
We all
and
heard
then,
that. We all heard that growing up. I remember Sweetback. Sweetback, him, Sugar Man, all these guys that I grew up with, you know, they daddies was doing different things, and our fathers knew each other and stuff like that. And it's almost like, well, your daddy ripping and running on the West Side, so I guess you're gonna be a West Side runner too and doing the thing. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like a thing. Like, no matter how hard your mama working and trying to do things right at the house, your daddy is over there doing the street shit. And it's almost like, you know, what I need school for, what I need this and this, and my daddy making hustling look good. You know what I'm saying? And that is that's a detriment to us, especially as young black men. Is almost like making street hustling and making things like that look attractive, making jail seem like it's not all that bad. It's not a bad place to be. It's part of the game. You can ask anybody that's a lifetime, a hustler. They tell you, jail is part of the game. You know what I mean? They just part of the game. You can't be in this. You can't be in this without going to jail. It's part of the game. So when your time comes, you go and then you come home and you back at it. Matter of fact, you go to jail to do different things. So it's a culture, bro. It's a culture that a lot of people don't know nothing. They see it from the outside. Okay, it's easy to see it, but they don't know what it is. They don't know that feeling. They don't know how it is to go to jail, and it's like, okay, well, it's just part of what that's part of the game. I'm chalking up to 6 months. I'm chalking up a year and out of the game. They don't understand that, and unfortunately, it's become a normalized thing in a portion of our community, in our society, and we got to get away from that.
They making it happen. You see, I seen you the video of my cousin. They grilling and got the music and all that playing.
Jail. I'm not twin. I'm sorry to tell you. I'm gonna say this, and I probably have no room to say it, but because I've never been to jail. I've done visits, but I ain't never been to jail. I've never had to stay in jail, for years or months and no shit like that. I just believe that jail is not as tough as it should be. Now that's coming from somebody that I couldn't do 2 days. I couldn't do 6 months. I couldn't do a week in jail. But I'm telling you that penitentiary is not tough enough, because if you look at the things that they have there, it don't look like you know what I'm talking about.
This ain't like you in timeout.
Well,
the things they got right now up in there, you in timeout right now. It just you ain't got no action with you seeing your kids, and you ain't got no action on sex level. But other than that, hey, they made it comfortable for people now. Come on down. Next Vic on The Price is Right.
Well,
that's how I always look at it. But me, I was about to choose that life again. When I did my time, I got out, and something was left for me to do, and I did it a little bit and made some money. I'm like, man. And I realized, man, I can make money like this still. And I had fell back like, man, hell no, this for my kid. I got to look out for them, man. I ain't trying to go back and tell them to send me a kite and all that crazy stuff again. Deja vu all over again. I made a choice, man. Come to Cincinnati. And I've been right ass since. No complaints, man.
Yeah, I mean,
that's how I look at it, man. But it's how you choose and who you're surrounded.
Absolutely.
If you wake up in the morning, you choose life or death. That's on you. If you want to go to jail, that's on you. But a twin ain't going. I ain't going. It ain't fun, man. And I did my one bid, told God, please do not let me back up in here. It ain't worth it, man. Waking up, child, and all that. You got to go out in the field, work. That's a plantation for real. And I ain't know that. Not me. I'm cool. Yeah, that's all I really got to say. Well, I ain't not really shaking, man. But, just encourage people, man. Do the right thing, man. Just look out for ourselves. Regardless, man, this president and the damn that vote stuff, man, I ain't with that stuff no more, man. It's about uplifting other people, man. And until we come to grips to that and quit blaming the white man and all that, we'll be fine, man. All these kids just need some love and some guidance and lecture too. That's all they need. Monkey see, monkey do. That's all these kids need, just love. Somebody really to talk to them and say, man, you head down the wrong path. You can take this advice or you keep it moving. Go holler at the white man. Since you don't want to holler at twin and nobody else. But that's all it's about, Wyatt.
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate you
All right,
engaging
man.
with
Keep
us.
it gangster, man.
All right, brother. Appreciate
All right,
you.
one love.
One. That was Twin out of Cincinnati. All I can say to you about that is all that kids need love. That's without even saying. Kids need that love in the cradle. They need that love at the hospital, on the ride home, and the house that they're gonna grow up in. Once you provide that love, that level of love, and guide them in a direction of crime don't pay, crime this, don't even teach them that shit. Don't even teach them. I was watching a little video, a little clip that I had, and it was me and Ron. Speaking of Ron, has anybody seen Ron D? Or I guess he don't really rock with us no more. I don't know, Ron. I used to love having conversations with Ron, but Ron then fell off with me, I guess. I don't know. But peace out. Shout out to Ron. But I was watching a clip, and Ron and I were going back and forth. Let me see if I can fix this. Sorry, guys. There we go. Ron and I were on a clip, one of those little 15-second clips, and we were talking, and he was, he going off on me. And I was like, but Ron, you don't understand. My kids will never do the things that I did. And he was like, you don't know that. You don't, Ron be losing it. He was like, you don't know that. I said, yes, I do know that. I'm not saying, Ron, that my kids won't do anything bad in life or won't do anything wrong in life. I'm saying they won't make the choices that I've made because they don't live in the environment that I grew up. So they won't even be able to make those choices and them to make the certain decisions. They won't be around that. Like, my kids don't grow up where drug dealing is an option. You know what I'm saying? Like, kids don't. I'm not saying that drug usage is not an option. That's a different conversation. I'm talking about drug selling and being involved in drugs and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. They won't make the choices that that I was around, because it's a different environment. So, that's what I meant. Now, here's my problem. I'm about to play this Detroit video because Steven Speed is going to kill me if I don't. I'm going to play this. I think it's important that you watch this for a couple different reasons. Now, I didn't have this conversation about parenting. I've had this conversation about how kids watch and they see what their parents do or what the OGs do. Had the conversation about how, your mayor should have been at opening day and, all that. My question is, Cincinnati had the brawl or the fight on opening day, if you want to call it that. And we were mad because the mayor wasn't there. I'm a little disappointed. It says a lot that the mayor wasn't there. I'll say that. I'm not mad at him. I just know that it's just not a priority for him. I know that it's not. You can say that he was being family oriented, but okay. If you need an excuse for it, let that be it. Okay. I'm trying to tell y'all that this culture that we live in is everywhere. And my biggest question is, how do you expect kids to be any better when the kids are really a carbon copy of the parents? Y'all act like it's the other way around, like these kids just bad because they just bad kids. No. I've been saying for years right here on this platform, you only have bad kids because you had bad parents. And some of y'all, I know you're going to be like, well, my kid used to go to 2020 and this and this and this and that. I provided everything that this kid was supposed to have. He or she just chose to do what they wanted to do. No, you failed that kid somewhere. You failed that kid somewhere. You dropped the ball. You lost attention somewhere. Somewhere down the line, you dropped the ball somewhere. It don't make you a bad person. What makes you a bad person is if you don't step up and have accountability to where you may have failed. That's it. That's it. But I don't know if y'all know this or not, but a lot of bad behavior from children are coming highly encouraged from their parents. It's coming from the parents. The parents have a problem with authority. The parents have a problem with how they deal, conflict resolution. They have a problem. And most parents teach their kids what they know. I'm just my opinion. Most parents teach their kids what they know. Now, we've seen everything that happened in Cincinnati. And if you ask somebody from Cincinnati, what will they say? Well, that's Cincinnati for you. All they do, the kids will be fighting. The grown-ups will be fighting. That's all they do is fight. We can't get along only in Cincinnati. Well, check this video out of opening day in Detroit, Michigan. Detroit, Michigan, opening day. Another chocolate city, if you want to call it that. If you want to call it that. But watch these, I don't want to call them young adults. They older than young adults. I guarantee you they got kids in school, most of them. Check this video out.
She ain't want to fight you. She ain't want to fight you at all.
That was Detroit, Michigan on opening day. Detroit. I guess we should be asking if their mayor was in town. Was the Detroit mayor in town on opening day? Did he walk the parade? I'm just curious. But I find it to be, and that's not the only opening day. They did the same thing in Anaheim, California. Fighting. It's not a Cincinnati thing. That's why I don't like it when people talk that shit about Cincinnati. I do get a little aggravated about Cincinnati. I understand it to be leadership. It's not a coincidence that the same type of cities led by the same type of people that have this same little, this excuse of how things go. And, every time you call things for what they really are, you're attacking someone. You'll never solve an issue or a problem if the person that's talking and at least bringing up the real issues of what's going on, if you make that out to be the bad guy. If you make that person to be the bad girl, bad woman. What I've learned in life, my little short life that I've had in keeping up with stuff like this, there's people that benefit from videos like this, like instances like this in Detroit. There's people that benefit in your city when they see disruptive and crazy behavior like this. There's people that benefit from it. And I don't mean by this, showing the video and getting clicks and few cents on the dollar. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about programs and leaders who create new programs. And, it's almost like some people wait for problems to happen and then want to pay to fix it instead of paying for something before it's broken. Like, like if we started with parents right now that had kindergartners, first graders, and we started a whole new situation with how they're doing things and how they're treating kids and how they parent and how we got to stay focused on the new generation of parent. If we started with that, then we would have that would be a whole new approach at how we deal with kids. And by the time they're in the third grade, maybe they'll be going in a different direction if parents are starting to be held accountable. You're not going to be able to hold a parent accountable of a 15-year-old or a 16-year-old right now. It's not going to happen. You're wasting your time, spinning your wheels. But at what point do we say we need to start getting these parents prepared to be parents? I know a few people. I got a few friends that work in the school district. I'm not going to mention which school district. I know people in Cincinnati. I know people in Cleveland. And I've never talked to someone that work in those school districts that say we have more problems with the parents than we do the kids. They all say the same thing. If you work in the school system, you probably know what I'm talking about. Most of the kids that are the most disruptive are the kids that come from parenting. When the parent comes to the school, you know why the kid act the way they act. Now, I'm not talking about the kid that's sitting in the office that had to defend themselves from some madness in the school. I'm not talking about that kid. That kid probably had to defend themselves and they fought back and they're in trouble because they're in that environment. And now that parent had to come up to the school. That parent is probably angry, but they're not fighting the school because of what the teacher did to their kid, or it's not that. It's totally different. That parent is pissed that there's kids up there touching their kids, taking their kids' shit. I think the one thing that burns me up more than anything are the ones that have the soft voices. I'm talking about the activists and the people in the community. They have the soft voices and they act like they care so much for the kids, but it's really a come up. That pisses me off more than anything, because preventative measures are more powerful than fixing a problem after the fact. I know that might sound kind of crazy what I just said, but preventative measures stop you from being the hero. Most people want to be the hero, and it feels good to be compensated to be the hero too. Shit, I'm the hero. You look up to me, and I'm getting paid. Shit, this is it. Nah, a real hero is somebody that stops something from even happening. A hero is not somebody that sets a building on fire and then run in and save motherfuckers. That's not what a hero don't do that. A hero don't set the building on fire and wait 10 minutes, call the fire department, and then run in and start pulling kids out, sitting them out one by one. And then here come the news cameras, and then here come the fire department, and they see you carrying the kids out. That's not a hero. That's not a hero. A hero is somebody that creates, who stops that from happening before it even gets to that point. That's a hero in my book. What's that, Denise? Denise Davis says, we'll cuss you out if you bring them kids and not that orange in. All right. Vernon says the old saying is an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So your point is well taken, Wyatt. Thank you, Vernon. Appreciate you, brother. I just, I got to a point in my life where, like last week, I probably could have fit in a show. But there's things that's going on right now. No, it's all good, DD. There's things that's going on right now where, just like when I said what I said about what's going on and how I brought that real information, not entertainment, to the platform. And I told you about some kids. I call them kids, but they were in a grown man court today. I brought that real information to the table. And when I ended it and I said, yeah, I know, Trump. Some people that went right over their head, they made it all about, like, now, see, where I went wrong in that is I gave those type of thinkers a takeover of my point. They don't even understand that what I'm saying to you is you're so busy talking about Trump. You're not talking about your local issues. You're not talking about the things that affect you more than the things that they have you focused on. So when I see people say things like, oh, didn't nobody bring up Trump but you? That's bullshit. Y'all been talking about Trump all day. You can't have a conversation of what's going on in your city without incorporating what President Trump is doing with whatever decisions he's making. And he has nothing to do with the fights and the things that's happening in our community. He has nothing to do with the $8 million that's being used to invest in your own city. Have real conversations without incorporating his name. And then I'll be the one that'll stop saying Trump at the end of when I say. Because if it went over your head, it went over your head. It was really for me telling you some real information, some real shit that's going on in your city. And you too busy listening to people who talk about Trump and who incorporate Trump in everything. That's what I was saying. But I digress. Doesn't matter. All I'm saying to you guys is this. There are a lot of things that we really should be focused on. The easy thing to say is the kids are the future and this and this and this and that. There's a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline that our kids are going to be left out on. They are totally going to be left out in. And you're going to be focused on everything but what they need to be focused on. Nobody's paying attention to it. And the kids are being kids. They're just doing what they do. They don't care that a kid just got shot up by the police 2 weeks ago. They don't care nothing about that. Of 2 months ago, 3 months ago. They don't care nothing about that. Kids are kids. It's just like when we were kids. It'll never happen to me. That's usually what kids think. It'll never happen to me. I'm going to show you this video because I think it's, I want to show you something. This video hit home with me. The temperature is just right on point for me. It's this brother that I seen a video clip on him. And he said something that was so powerful because it resonates with me. Let me just show it to you. 786. Listen to this closely. This guy, a brother, says his kids don't even know his family. His kids don't know his family. Listen to why he don't allow his kids to come around his family. Check it out.
Know my immediate family, and that was on purpose too. My kids don't know my mama. My kids don't know my daddy. My kids don't know my brothers and sisters. And no, it wasn't out of hate, it wasn't out of spite. And it's not because I don't love them. It's because I'm the cycle breaker in my family. See, I grew up around drug use, arguing, backbiting, lies, drama, every single day. Chaos was normal where I came from. And when you grow up in dysfunction, you don't even realize how toxic it is until you start doing the inner work and building a healthier life. But once you change, you start seeing everything clearly. You realize some of the people you love the most are still committed to those same toxic patterns. So I made a decision when I had kids. My children will not grow up in the environment that I had to survive. So yes, my kids may know of them. They may have seen them once or twice here and there over the years, but I could probably count on one hand how many times my kids actually interacted with my immediate family. And that decision wasn't punishment. It was about protection. I didn't teach my kids to hate them, but I refused to expose my kids to the behavior that I had to heal from as an adult. When you're the one breaking generational curses, you have to protect the family that comes from you. That's the whole point. Even if that means creating distance from the family that you came from. You can still love people, but access to your peace and access to your children, that's something that you have to protect. My kids don't know.
That's 100% accurate. That is 100% accurate. Sometimes you have to distance yourself from people who's just not ready to leave certain lifestyles alone. Some people aren't even here to agree with you. They just here to disagree with you. Some people don't really care about the truth. They just want to make sure that you don't tell the truth. And that's all good. I'm not one to, sorry about that, that's my phone. I'm not going to argue with anyone. I'm here to serve. I'm here to say what I have to say, and I'm not going to tongue wrestle with anybody. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give you the information that I have, and I'm going to give you what I got. And it's just funny how I'm not even going to give them the energy. Not going to give them the energy. Not even worth it at this point. There's too many successful people in this country that look like you and I. For me, for us to constantly have these conversations about what's wrong and this and this and that, eventually you get to a point where no matter what you say or no matter what you do, it's not going to be right for certain people. You feel me? It's not going to be right. So you got to get to a point where you just say what you say and move on, and let those that have those certain mind frames and want to, shatter your thoughts or shatter what you're trying to accomplish or whatever, you have to let them stay where they are. Let them stay where they are. Which said, Vernon said, it's sad that I had to do this, but I applaud his commitment to his kids to be able to do it. You're talking about that brother in the clip, right? I know, it's tough. He had to do that with his family. I had to do that with my friends. I didn't have a big family, I didn't have brothers and sisters and stuff like that. So I feel you on that, Vernon. You feel him on that. But I had to do that with friends. And I'm gonna have to do that with some people on this platform too. Because what I notice is, some people are just really here, they just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have to be right, but it's just funny. It's just funny. I don't understand. Like, I would never, that's why you never see me, I don't go places that I have to be arguing, or I don't go places that I just can't relate to what's going on. I don't do that. I don't go to country Western shit because I don't listen to country Western music. I don't go places that I don't think I will enjoy the environment because I don't like what I hear. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe, maybe I like going to places where people are talking about things that are making me, that are enlightening me or giving me information that I just, help me be more creative. I don't know. But I don't think I'm ever going to go into a room where I got to go in and be at a defaulted conversation. Like everything that come out of my mouth got to be, and I've tried, guys, the ones who reach out to me. I've tried, man. I don't block people and all that. I don't do that, but I tried. I try to not focus on things like that. You ever notice when you giving powerful testimony or you giving word, same people that disagree with you never agree? You ever notice that about people? Pay attention to that. The ones that reach out to me and let me know that, I know you've already paid attention to. Okay, hold on. Sierra Brooks says, any plans on covering entrepreneur or venture capitalist topics again? I started tuning in more when those topics were covered. Why don't you do this for me, Sierra? Get some questions for me. Get some questions for me. Some of you need your own show. Some of you got so much to say, they need their own show. So Sierra, do this for me. That wasn't for you, see. Grab some questions for me. Now, don't get all complicated. Just make it basic. Like, I don't mean basic like, no thought to it. No, I'm saying like, give me something that you pose a question now. Pose a question to me now. Let me know what Jericho Vaughn said, Wyatt, please, you listen to Lincoln. For what? For what? If someone tagged me or somebody texts me and say something's going on or whatever. First of all, let me just say this to you, Jerica. My time frame between those times is crazy. That's my Zoom time. Between in the mornings, I don't have time for that. And number two, what are they, if the money lady is there or something of that nature, I'll listen. But there's enough people on here that listen to this show that'll text me or say something or record a clip and send it to me. But tell me one thing I'm going to listen to over there that come out of that type of thinking that's going to sharpen this iron over here. Y'all listening to people who talk about ain't no gangs in the city and shit like that. And I listen and I got the docket for the day. And the sad thing about it is they have access to that same information and they suppress it from you. So you keep on rocking how you rocking and you keep on thinking what you want to think about what I'm doing. Because there's a lot of people no. What was it, Sierra? I'm going to move on. The other day you mentioned that you started using AI in your business. Which tools are you using and how? There's so many different AIs. Let me look at that one, Sierra. There's so many of them right now. 2 ticks. I'll tell you the one that I'm using that's working really good for me. I don't know what type of time never mind. Well, I'll tell you this one, Sierra. Opus Clip is my main one that I use because it's built in. I think the baseline is from Meta. See what I'm saying? Opus Clip is one that I use to do a lot of my AI. If I want to do a marketing thing, I can use that because I'm a little bit more familiar with Opus Clip. There's another one that I just start using. Hold on, I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna give you the name of it because I'm fairly new at it. And matter of fact, I got something pulled up on it right now. It is called Filmora, Filmora. Are you familiar with that? It's this one right here. Filmora Pro. It's I'm going to say it's probably one of the best ones I've ever had. Got an incident going on downtown Cincinnati right now. I just happened to get on I'm sure they won't be talking about that because no one's got shot yet. Filmora, Sierra. I'm new to that one, but it's very challenging, but it looks like it does a lot. It does a lot. Yeah, Denise says, did you see the lawyer use AI for her state Supreme Court brief and it referenced fake cases like seven of them? Yeah, I also seen that they were trying to utilize out in the Arizona area. They're trying to use AI lawyers to write their briefs like this. It's always going to be chaos or the AB chaos. I agree. Okay, been about that check. I see you. Vernon says, I've never heard of those two. I just fool around with Microsoft Copilot and Google Gemini. Yeah. Okay. Sierra, do you have a question that might help someone else out here? Sierra Brooks said, I haven't tried those. I use Google Gemini as an assistant and to organize my workflow. So Here's the problem that I run into. I'll tell you the honest truth. I have a staff in the office, 7 full-time employees, 5 part-time. The scary thing is I don't even need the part-time employees anymore. I only need 2 of the full-time employees, and they know it. But they've been with me for so long now that it's, it's business as usual. But to be honest with you, I know the difference between them doing the report and them having AI do it. And it would be very easy for me to save a salary and say, hey, all I need to do is get 2 people that can put in the same information in the system, and it's going to spit out the report you just gave me. You know what I'm saying? It's very easy for me to do that, but I'm a traditional man. I believe in supporting families. I believe in employing people. I know that one of the reasons why the job market is tough as it is right now is because of AI. It's not going to get any better. It's only going to get worse. It's not going to get better. You don't have a lot of people who care anymore. It's all about the bottom line. And I believe this is probably the lowest amount of people I've ever had on staff. This is in my main office. This is the office that I'm in every day. At one point I had 20, 25 people, years ago, but it's not necessary anymore. And technology is way more advanced than it was 10 years ago, obviously. But now I could probably cut down my office staff to 2 people if I really wanted to. And unfortunately, once again, when we start having certain real conversations, I think that's where the passion comes in, when I start talking about things and I get a little irate and I get a little hostile, because a lot of people don't really understand what's coming and who's going to be first on the chopping block and who's going to be left out in the cold, who's going to be forced to do things that they really don't want to do. And they're not being instructed. They're not even being told. It's almost like a hurricane is coming towards you from the coast. And unfortunately, we don't have the right people in place to inform those that need it the most that you need to take shelter. You need to cover yourself. You need to be able to do this. You need to do that. These folks, and y'all know I'm paraphrasing. They will have you so distracted on things that it sound like it matter, but it really don't matter. They'd rather have you fussing and cussing, looking in other directions when the hurricane is coming right down the pike. It's coming right down the pike. And my people focused on, they're being entertained. Somebody should have asked me a question today when I was telling you the information about the court. The question should have been, the focus should have been, I wonder why they won't put that in the news. I wonder why they didn't show those young men when we've been fussing and cussing about this other young man getting shot. I mean, these are critical questions. These are things that you would think that the community would be up in an uproar and them not being informed that these things are happening. I just, maybe since I'm on the inside and I know these things go on, that I have a better understanding of the importance of knowing this for future reference. But when things like this happen and you don't know that they're happening, it's almost like a tragedy has to happen. And it always fits into a certain narrative. And then that enforces a thought process. It enforces a thought process. You've been taught something, you've been told something, it's in your mind, it's in your head. And then when some tragedy jumps off, now you're mad. You're at the top of the mountain of anger and you're mad up there. But you weren't part of the buildup. You weren't part of what was going on to get to that point. You didn't see why certain people were aggressive out on the street. You weren't privileged to the information of why no one showed up for the Russians to testify against him. I just, guys, it's like anything else. I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna be done with it. We're only as good as the information that we get. We're only as good as the information we get. The information that you get is pivotal to how you see life. The people you get your information from play a huge part in how you see things in life. John O'Brien said the most important thing in the world, it's relevant to not just money, it's relevant to a whole lot of things. And that's, if you hang around 9 broke people, you're going to be the 10th one. I turn it over and I say, if you hang around 9 misinformed people, you're going to be the 10th misinformed person. What was that, Darnell? Darnell Hunter said, Randall said, Wyatt, so I drive 18-wheelers for Amazon. So last year, I guess you could say I started betting against myself. I started investing in the top 2 companies who already have driverless 18-wheelers. No, I think that's the best thing in the world that you've done that. You understand what I'm saying? That's a great move, Darnell. You work for one company that's probably going to be deleted or diluted, okay? But you've invested in the group that's probably going to have the longer run. That's like, for instance, working at McDonald's, but you own stock at Wendy's. Maybe Wendy's will beat McDonald's out one day, maybe not. But why not have earnings from both locations that do the same thing? In other words, McDonald's have hamburgers, Wendy's have hamburgers. Because you work at McDonald's don't mean you can't invest in Skyline. It doesn't mean you can't invest in Golden Corral or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. Sierra says, I think you're closest to the information about the court dockets, and it sounds like your passion, so your show might be the best platform for the crime topics. Well, you got to understand, a lot of the problems that you have in these metropolitan cities are about crime. Crime. See, people like to blame poverty on crime. I don't. I blame poverty on education, the lack of education. See, you can't convince me that crime causes poverty. You can't convince me of that, because where I'm from, it was poverty. It was poverty. And we put education, we put things that can kick poverty and oppression in the ass. We kicked its ass. Almost everybody on here. If you from where we from and didn't get caught up in that old bad choices shit. A lot of people preach that, poverty causes crime. No, what causes crime is lack of education. See what I'm saying? And then when you have lack of education, that creates bad conditions, which then turn around and make you make bad choices. If you don't have a high school diploma, years ago, if you didn't have a high school diploma, you couldn't work anywhere. It kind of forced you to do crime. You didn't put education first. See what I'm saying? And then some people would say some things like, well, I had to go out and work because I had to take care of my family. Yeah, that was in the 40s. That was in the 40s and shit. You ain't mowing no motherfucking yards, and you ain't going to Kroger and having to take care of no family. They got so many government assistant programs and shit like that where your rent is $70 a month and mama ain't about to get kicked out because she can't pay $70 a month. Stop it. Them old school ass musicals and shit just don't fly these days. The truth of the matter is, crime comes from bad decisions, because we all came from them communities. We all came from communities where well, not all. I shouldn't say that. Most of us who think the way I'm thinking, where I'm from, we know the truth. It was our bad decisions that made us have to go work or go to night school or go to summer school or do a bunch of shit. It wasn't because we were stupid. It's because we prioritized. We did things in the wrong order. Our priorities were different. Priorities were in the bad order. We didn't do shit right. So when people get to talking that, oh man, that poverty, the poverty, the crime, they keep us poor. No, I'm going to say it. What keep you poor are your bad decisions. Poor decisions lead to poor lifestyles. You know what poor decisions lead to? And I know y'all being, this has been preaching. He preaching now. No, I'm not trying to be a preacher. Poor decisions lead to permanent consequences. Bet you ain't heard that one before. Permanent consequences are things that when you make mistakes early in life, you make bad decisions early in life, you end up with a child, you end up with 2 or 3 kids with 2 or 3 different women. These are permanent consequences. You might love that kid, maybe, but a permanent consequence is part of what helps you become, part of a system, part of things that keep you from getting the things you really need to be a better person. Because now your priorities are different. You have to prioritize different. Some go to jail for child support, all that old goofy shit. Hey, bro, listen, you can't blame no system because you had babies at 13 and 14 years old. You can't blame nobody but yourself. That was a bad decision you made. Now you want to turn around and blame everybody but yourself because you made a 13-year-old, 14-year-old permanent consequence at that age. But nobody really wants to look at it that way. We got too many people that got programs that help make excuses for your bad decisions, permanent consequences. And as long as we have those people that look just like us, they kill me with that. They kill me with that, yo. They kill me with that. They kill me with that. I'm sorry. That's one of the most frustrating things. I'm just rambling now, guys, because I'm tired. I'm really tired. I hear you on that, Jack. I agree with you. I agree with you, brother. Sorry, I'm trying to read a couple comments here before I get up out of here because it's been a long day for me. Since I took off last week on everybody, I thought I would just stick around a little bit longer if I could. Sierra, I appreciate the question. Let me see something. There was one. See if I can find it. Give me 2 ticks, guys. I'm trying to find the question. I hear you, Denise. She says, if you don't say it, who will? None of them. They want to be liked. You know what I'm saying, Denise? They want to be liked. My mother always told me the truth, boy. She didn't tell me the truth about everything, but she told me the truth about the things that hurt my feelings. You know what I'm saying? She kept me safe in certain spaces, but when it came down to telling me the truth about things, that was important. She didn't want me running around here with these false. Twin said, thanks, Wyatt, for the knowledge instead of the TDS all the time. Bro, here's what I don't like. Remember before Trump was the president? Hold on, let me pull this thing up real fast. I'm sorry about that. Give me 2 ticks. Let me just get that video up. I wanted to get that video off my screen. before Trump was the president, and I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna piece everybody out. I'm tired. I'm gonna say this because I've been wanting to say this for a while. Certain people aren't here that need to hear this right now, but they need to hear it. Before Trump was the president, Joe Biden was the president. And I remember saying things to people like, yeah, you're right. I don't understand why you talk about Trump and Trump's not the president. I talk about who the president is. Like right now, you have every right to talk about the president, but you conveniently left him out of your conversations when Joe Biden was the president. You never talked about why gas was expensive. You never talked about him having shell companies. You never talked about Hunter Biden smoking crack. Y'all never talked about that shit. And I would say, and you would call me a Trumpster or a coon or all those things because I wanted to talk about your president. And I would say, but he's the president. So I understand when y'all say, but Trump's the president. That's what we're talking about. And I would always bring up the same things you're talking about now. Y'all act like y'all don't remember when they had those Joe Biden stickers that they were putting on the gas pumps when gas was actually $5 a gallon, $4.75. We haven't even got over $4 yet. And you got people already doing shit like, well, it don't matter if gas $5 a gallon. Yeah, in California, it don't matter. Gas is $3.40 something where you live. But when we wanted to talk about shell companies and gas and all that old shit and grocery prices and eggs and all that old shit, you didn't want to talk about it then. It didn't matter. And I would say, well, wait a minute, it don't matter. He's the president. So I understand and I respect everybody who says, yeah, I'm going to talk about Trump because he's the president. You didn't have that same energy when Joe Biden was the president. You kept your mouth shut. You didn't talk about, you don't still to this day, you don't know the reason why gas was expensive under Joe Biden. You couldn't even explain it to me. Y'all the same ones who said president can't affect prices of gas, but now are the same ones that saying gas is $5 a gallon because of Trump. You can't make this shit up. Listen, all I'm going to tell you is this. You know what? Here go the thing. Stephen Speed said, scene 429 Queen City, Harrison, BP. I'm going to ask you guys this question real fast. I think gas is high. I think it's too high. I know the reason why it's high. But I got to ask you a question. Everybody that's talking about where gas is high right now, you know the location, you know how much it is, you know all of that shit, right? Where were your conversations when gas was down to $2.20 a gallon 3 months ago? Where were you when gas was going down? Where were you? Y'all wasn't marked. I ain't hear nothing from nobody when gas was going down, gradually going down for no reason, right? Not because the president was in office. None of that. What was the reason why gas was going down? And why weren't you saying, hey, I found some gas for $2.29 over on Hopple? Why weren't you saying it then? I know why. I know why. It's not exciting. It's not exciting. It's just like you're not talking about crime going down in certain cities because look at Washington, D.C. Look at Memphis. Look at these cities where the government stepped in, and I don't even like government like that. But when your murder rate, and here go the thing, the people who were getting hurt the most are us. Us. Have y'all seen the videos of the people in Memphis who talking about how things are going a little bit different now? Yeah. Washington, D.C., the mayor had to come out and say, yeah, we can come outside. It's pretty good. I'm just glad that we're not over there dying. I'm just glad that we're not dying. I'm about to get on out of here, man. Peace and love to everybody, man. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, same place, same time, right here on Wyatt Live. Thanks for being here with me today. Appreciate you.
American hustler. While rubbing elbows in the hills of high society, I look back at my life and realize the hood lied to me. Build the bullshit, sense of pride inside of me. Shit, they ain't even stick to the codes that they provided me. I go hard like I'm supposed to, see I'm trying to be level-headed so I don't show you the dark side of me. I'm a boss and the boss is what you're trying to be. Jealous roots of poverty help us develop rivalries. Corporate America seems to be scared of us. There's nowhere to prepare for us, got to break bread for us. The streets taught us to bond with what would better us, and all competitors that ain't dead are marked for death with us. Street entrepreneur, hustler to the core. Catch a come up, then come up a little more. Silver spoon in your mouth, you ain't get it out the mud. You don't even know what I'm chatting about. American hustler. American hustler. I'm a motherfucking hustler. American hustler. If niggas say the money ain't changed them, they ain't made enough. Cause niggas will change right around you, so you ain't gave enough. Entitlement is real shit, boy, I ain't make it up. So when that paper coming, you got to know how to break it up. Income to fuck shit right when you caking up. Batter ran to your front door right while you waking up. Every time shit going smooth, they gotta shake it up. Who done told the feds some bullshit, now they got us cuffed. Look around here, nigga, there ain't a lot to love. These bitches ain't shit, they tellin' on the plugs. I don't think shit going how it's supposed to be. We cool from a distance, I just don't want you close to me. Got trust issues cause niggas you trust get you. Have all kind of time to think about how they did you. Sit and flash back to moments when it was lit. What kind of real nigga look right at you and snitch? American hustler. I'm a motherfucking hustler. Oh, American hustler. I'm a motherfucking hustler.